All right. Are you guys ready to sell on Amazon? That's not that good. I believe we can do even better. Are we ready to sell on Amazon? Nice one. This is even better. All right, well, let's welcome everybody. I'm Gwen and I'm your host for today. I'm from the Amazon team. I'm a marketing specialist. And today with us, we have our distinguished guests, our sellers from everywhere in Philippines. Thank you so much. And I know that some of you have even flew down to Manila for this. Thank you so much once again for supporting our events, and also great big shout outs to GoTime Bank, Signify, SGS, AZ Helper, Ecomc, Payoneer, Accolade IP, ZenAce, and AnyMind for making this event possible. All right, good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, I'll kick off this PH Seller Bootcamp, and with that, can I invite Miss Bianca to come up to do her opening speech. Ms. Sikemte is the Director of the DTI Export Marketing Bureau and concurrent Executive Director of the Export Development Council. She oversees the drafting and implementation of export development as well as promotion strategies, initiatives, and the provision of exporter services such as trade facilitation, business matching, and information services. Without further ado, Ms. Sikemte, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. At the onset, I wish to thank the Amazon team for organizing this seller bootcamp for Philippine MSMEs, and of course for its active role in empowering MSMEs in engaging in e-commerce. The digital age has ushered a new era of economic opportunity, and the Philippines is uniquely positioned to capitalize on this transformative shift. Cross-border e-commerce is no longer just a trend, it is a fundamental driver of global economic growth. It has democratized trade, empowering businesses of all sizes to reach customers around the world. The global pandemic sparked greater appreciation for the digital economy, driving us to adapt to a more digital-first world. In the Philippines, we saw a rapid shift to online commerce and a widespread recognition of the need for digital transformation in businesses, in the government, and in society as a whole. This shift has set the stage for us to fully embrace the potential of e-commerce. A 2023 study by the Boston Consulting Group projects that e-commerce will account for 41% of global retail sales by 2027, a significant rise from 18% in 2018. This shows how e-commerce is becoming more and more important as technology and consumer preferences shift toward online shopping. For businesses, e-commerce has leveled the playing field for MSMEs. E-commerce eliminates the traditional barriers to entry faced by MSMEs, such as high costs of physical stores and limited access to international distribution channels. E-commerce has also expanded the market reach of MSMEs. Online platforms has allowed MSMEs to reach customers in virtually every corner of the globe, opening new markets and opportunities for growth. It has also enabled data-driven decision-making for MSMEs. E-commerce platforms provide valuable data insights that can help MSMEs make more informed decisions about product development, marketing strategies, and customer service. Today, the Philippines stands at the cusp of a digital revolution. Our young, tech-savvy population, coupled with our growing digital infrastructure, creates a fertile ground for e-commerce to flourish. The potential for growth is immense, both domestically and internationally. However, realizing this potential requires a concerted effort. We must raise awareness about the benefits of e-commerce, build the capacity of MSMEs to seize these opportunities, and create a supportive ecosystem that fosters cross-border trade. The Philippine Export Development Plan, or PEDP, has rightly identified e-commerce or cross-border e-commerce as a key strategy for export growth. By partnering with global e-commerce platforms like Amazon, advocating for trade facilitation measures, and providing targeted support for MSMEs, we can pave the way for greater success in the digital marketplace. Amazon Global Selling has played a crucial role in this endeavor. Their boot camps and training programs have equipped countless of businesses with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in the international commerce arena. So I urge all our businesses to embrace e-commerce. The future of commerce is digital, and the opportunities are vast. By leveraging the power of online platforms, we can expand our reach, increase our sales, and significantly contribute to our country's socio-economic growth. Let us seize this opportunity. Together, we can make the Philippines a significant player in e-commerce and unlock the boundless export potential of our MSMEs. Maraming salamat po.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Sikemte, for the inspiring speech. I hope all of you here are as inspired as I am to kickstart your selling journey on Amazon. Okay, without further ado, I guess let me answer the biggest question on all of your minds, right? What is selling on Amazon like? Okay, so I will be introducing selling on Amazon.com to all of you. Then again, let me just introduce myself. I'm Gwen, I'm from Amazon, and I'm a marketing specialist, and I'm excited with me. I have a big team of my friendly PH account managers with me today, and a super robust team here, happy to support you. So if you have any questions at all throughout this entire bootcamp, after the bootcamp, during the networking sessions, or anytime when you find pockets of time, just drop by our booth or drop by our service provider's booth and ask questions that you might have. And we are a fully dedicated team looking to onboarding all of you. And if you have any questions at all, just pop by our booth. All right, just to mention that the information that I'm sharing today is proprietary to Amazon. So what is e-commerce? So most of you will be very familiar with domestic e-commerce, which is like where the sellers and customers are actually in the same country, and cross-border e-commerce actually, on the other hand, it refers to a business model of which sellers from different countries buy and sell products through an online store such as Amazon.com to overseas customers. E-commerce aids connecting sellers directly from the end user, skipping through all the middlemen. And cross-border e-commerce helps to remove all the complexities of traditional export manufacturers and export methods and puts more control in the hands of brand owners like yourself. So traditional business-to-business export model actually heavily focused on the offline space, which actually makes it really challenging, to control the price of your goods, as there's limited to no interaction with the end consumer. However, e-commerce is focused online, which actually helps to make it easier. Helps make it easier for sellers to control and change pricing while actually accessing and hearing from the customers directly. And this may help potentially increase profit margins and also long-term brand building opportunities. So when I shared, there are actually definitely immense opportunities for cross-border e-commerce, but what are some key considerations in cross-border e-commerce? And let me share 6 considerations today. First, the importance of a global e-commerce storefront. And this is where Amazon.com comes in. You can build your own site, acquire customers, and leverage an e-commerce store that has accumulated a ready customer base. A second consideration is the need for cross-border logistics solutions to complete both first mile as well as last mile shipping to the US, let's say. And fulfillment from the US to the end consumer in New York, for example. And the third consideration is that you must make sure that you meet the needs of the local customers and regulations. For example, products that might do well in the Philippines may not do so well in the US. For example, it is different. The customer's demand in the US and the customer demand in the Philippines is different. That's why you have to cater to the demands of different types of customers. Not only that, it is also important for you to understand the requirements that is needed to sell in certain areas and certain product categories in the US. For example, if you're planning to sell food-related products, your products will need to be FDA certified. Next, the need to process payments in different currencies. When receiving payments from foreign customers, you must be able to actually consider conversion rates as well as cross-border financial compliance related issues. After setting up your cross-border e-commerce, you might also need to consider the resources needed to handle operations like return management or customer service in local languages. Lastly, we're never satisfied with our current performance. We're always thinking of ways to improve our sales, our numbers, and besides day-to-day operations, it is important to think about how you want to attract new customers, how you want to establish your brand presence, and lastly, how to encourage repeat purchases. All these which will set you up for growth and success for your cross-border e-commerce. And all the 6 pointers I've shared with you, right, it definitely sounds daunting, not gonna lie. But the good news is, Amazon have the exact solution that addresses all 6 points, which will help you kickstart your cross-border e-commerce journey. So let me show you. So why? So how can Amazon Global Selling help you fulfill all the key considerations that I've mentioned just now? First, Amazon Global Selling can help support in all fronts such as customer acquisition. We have a ready base of 300 million plus customers that you can create a brand storefront on Amazon with no IT infrastructure and no need to find customers from scratch. And how can Amazon prepare you for cross-border? We can cover first mile logistics with Amazon Global Logistics, or you can use Amazon service provider network of logistics and supply chain providers, some of whom will be presenting later, like Zennies, and are present on site as well. So do check them out, their booth. Amazon will also make available customer data to actually research what customers in the US are searching for, and also gaps with existing products to actually aid your product research. And later on, we will be also sharing how to go about doing product research. You know, we want to demystify this whole product research thing. Some people might think, hey, I really don't know what product to sell, or maybe some of you already have a product to sell. So we will be teaching you strategies to actually combat different types of product research and then to identify the right product to sell on Amazon. Also, tap on our service provider network for both logistics as well as compliance experts, labeling service providers, as well as trademarking law firms who can actually advise on overseas regulations. You can also receive money in currencies such as Amazon has already have payments infrastructure set up, or you can also tap on payment service providers in FX account management. And when it comes to day-to-day operations, I know many of our sellers here will be very caught up with this, right? What about my day-to-day operations? So you leave the 2-day delivery in the US to fulfillment by Amazon. And what is fulfillment by Amazon? Later on, my colleague Sing Wei, he will be sharing more about what exactly is fulfillment by Amazon. So when you leave returns, refunds, customer servicing in local languages to Amazon when you use FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, we even have brand building, sales conversion, customer relationship management, because we have a suite of brand tools that we will be learning about today. Since you have your day-to-day operations covered, like what I mentioned, brand building, you will now have time to focus on what is the most important thing to scale your business, which is brand building, sales conversion, as well as customer relationship management. And what I mentioned, we have a suite of brand tools, and also today's session, we will have our ads manager to come and share with you all about ads and how you can leverage ads to actually drive conversions and drive sales for your business. So why you should sell on Amazon? Like what I mentioned, you don't have to acquire customers from scratch with Amazon. We have about 20 stores worldwide, and this is the exposure you can have with Amazon. 20 plus stores worldwide and over 300 million plus Prime members. And the US e-commerce scene is still experiencing strong growth potential. Revenue in e-commerce in the United States was forecast to continuously increase by an incremental $490.4 billion between 2023 and 2027. And there has been a trend of over 10 years of growth in e-commerce revenue. And scale your business fast with Amazon, right? So what exactly we can do for FBA, we have free, fast, reliable shipping to US Prime members, 2-day free delivery across continuous US states for Prime members with 1-day and same-day delivery methods available to the end customers. And also, you will be able to give customer service in local languages, all 24/7, and as well as we will handle return management. And here, I would like to take this time to pause on this slide because this is one of the most important slides that I would like to share with you, which is the fee waiver announcement. We are launching a 6-month discount on the professional selling plan, originally $39.99 US, to sellers in the Philippines who register with us for the first time. So complete your registration as soon as you can, because this waiver is only made available for the limited amount of time, and it is ending on September 30th, 2024. So that's like a few weeks from now. So can I just repeat? This fee waiver will end by September 30th. So please complete your registration for your seller account if you would like to enjoy this fee waiver. And it's important for you to register for an account because this allows you to actually access the Product Opportunity Explorer tool, which we will be going in depth into later on in our presentation. Okay, I'd just like to pause on this slide, so just in case you haven't snapped a picture, just go ahead to snap a picture. And also, if you'd like to explore more and learn more about the fee waiver, do scan this QR code on your screen, on the screen here. And you can, sorry, it's a bit low, to learn more. Okay, now I'd like to share, I've been talking so much about all about Amazon, right? Let me share with you what are certain sellers, how sellers actually have came about, what are certain successes that sellers have enjoyed, so that we can inspire you further, right? So many of the sellers actually ask me, Gwen, is the US too crowded for new sellers like me? I'm a small business, right? The answer is no, because new emerging brands continue to see success on Amazon. And we have an Amazon Global Selling Ambassador that created not one, but 2 brands. In 2020, a home decor brand that hit 7-digit sales in the first year, and another LED mask brand that only started in 2022. And also, okay, you might mention, right, okay, maybe this seller is from Singapore, not from Philippines. But let me share with you, taking it back closer to home for all of you, we have our seller ambassador who's Filipino, and he's here with us as well. He will be sharing his experience with you guys. Maybe you have met him, maybe you haven't, but I'd like to introduce Joseph Zapenta. He is our Amazon seller ambassador, and he will be sharing, all about his seller journey. And honestly, he also shared with me, before that how Amazon.com has allowed him to be on the same level ground playing field as established brands. Also, when we always ask our sellers, what actually do you like best being an Amazon seller? Many of them shared, being a digital nomad, being able to work anywhere from around the world. And also, some of them shared, I'm a family person, and they could spend more time with their families. And most importantly, being their own boss. I think many of our sellers have shared with me that how much they enjoy being their own boss and running their own business. These are some of the great things that being an e-commerce business owner can also provide. All right, I hope now all of you are riled up and motivated and must be wondering, how can you exactly get started on Amazon? So let me take you through some important pointers on registering from Amazon.com and how you can kickstart your Amazon journey. So taking your business from Philippines to the world. So allow me to share a little bit more on the cost components, okay? So firstly, the selling plan. There are actually 4 main components. First, the selling plan. I highly recommend to get started with the professional selling plan. Being on the professional selling plan would mean, 1, it gives you greater access to customize your store settings. 2, to provide better shopping experience for your customers. And to top it all off, our team will be providing account management support on your first 90 days of onboarding 2 professional sellers. And secondly, referral fees. So Amazon charges a percentage fee on items sold, and the amount varies across different product categories, but it typically ranges from about 8% to 17%. And next, fulfillment fees. This is only applicable if you choose to ship your product via FBA. And lastly, all other costs. You might incur additional fees depending on the situation and optional programs which are actually designed to help you increase sales. And please note that when you register and set up your seller account, you will need to provide a credit card where we will charge you the fees and a bank account where we will deposit the sales proceeds. And some of the fees like referral and fulfillment fees are automatically deducted from the sales proceeds. Good news here is that many of you might be thinking, oh, what if I don't have a credit card? What do I do? I'm here to actually let you know that we also accept debit cards. And as long as your debit cards accepts international transactions and must support international transactions, it is all good. And a shout out to GoTime Bank, who is here on my left. At the back, if you happen to not have a debit card today, GoTime Bank have you covered. They are able to print the debit card today, right here, right now for you, and then you can carry your debit card that you just printed freshly from GoTime Bank, pop over to our Amazon registration booth and register. All right? And now that you're familiar with the costs, right, what exactly can you sell on Amazon? Well, we offer the ability for sellers to actually list a variety of categories on Amazon. Not all the categories are open to all sellers. Some will require additional approval to sell. And it's important to understand these policies and requirements and what are the restricted product categories, as Amazon will require to submit documentations and approvals before you start selling. And you can find out more information on our website or on your own selling account once you've registered. So what do you need to get started? Like what I mentioned, right? You need a bank account, a chargeable credit, debit card, national ID, a credit card statement. And if you need any more additional guidance, you can scan this QR code on the top right-hand corner of the screen to actually explore our registration guide. In this registration guide, it's a step-by-step guide. We actually guides you through the entire process. And if you still have any problems, just reach out to our account managers over here. Or if you have any questions with regards to the account management registration process, just let us know. And later, our account manager, Sing Wei, who will walk you through the whole process as well. All right? And also, this is the most important slide, a second most important slide that I'd like to take your attention to. This is the slide that you can scan this QR code or type in this link to register today at the bootcamp as a seller. All right, amzn.to/phbootcamp register. This is the link that you have to remember if you want to register as a seller at the bootcamp here today. All right, I'll just pause on this slide for like 2 seconds for you to take a photo or like scan the QR code. Bookmark this link. Make sure you have this link bookmarked so that you can start your account registration anytime. All right, and also I'll just like to take this opportunity. Some of you might be from our Facebook community. Show of hands, how many of you are part of my Facebook community and see my name floating around? Okay, nice one. So many of you here still are not part of the community. Can I just take this opportunity for you to scan this QR code and join our Philippines community, Facebook community? This is a very vibrant Facebook community, and I'm part of it as well, and I'm one of the admins. And if you have any questions at all, do post it, and we will do our best to actually answer your questions. And also, sellers are also part of this seller community. So if you have any questions, sometimes other existing sellers will actually give you advice, give you tips. And today, if you were to join the Facebook group and invite 2 other friends to join the Facebook group, take a screenshot of it and show it to me or any of my Amazon colleagues, and we will be giving you luggage tags as well as pens and exclusive Amazon merchandise. So do invite your friends to join, do refer them to join, and do join on your own. And then you can come over and just show us a little screenshot and we will give you the merchandise. All right? With that, without further ado, let me hand over the time to our account manager, Sing Wei, who will share with us all about brand registry. Sing Wei, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Gwen, for walking through the key importance of what to take note of selling on Amazon. And then moving from here, I would like to actually cover a bit more on the importance of Amazon and being a brand registry on Amazon. All right, these are some important notes. Okay, So today, this is the content. These are actually the tools that Amazon Brand Registry allows you to actually manage your brand on Amazon, engage your customer, gives you important data insights, and make specific decision making to address different customer at the different stages of engaging with your brands. And lastly, you can actually manage your experience, experiment on how you want to engage your customer on Amazon platform as well. So, anyone here can tell me what's the most well-known brand in Philippines right now? What's the most well-known brand you think that everyone knows overseas? You can shout out your brand because someone might know your brand. Sorry? Jollibee, yes. I actually come to know about Jollibee even before Jollibee arrived in Singapore. They are one of the best case study that actually Jollibee managed to beat McDonald's and make it to the best known fast food chain in Philippines itself. So, like what you mentioned, Jollibee, they did a great job. Are they selling fast food only? No, they're actually selling convenience, right? So how do you relay a very, very strong message of your branding and actually build a strong brand and customer actually talks about, I want to eat fast food. Instead, people go for, I want to eat Jollibee. So this is how the importance of branding actually helps. And not to mention, there's a lot of successful brand out there. When you think of sportswear, you don't call, I want to buy sportswear, I want to buy Nike. When you think of buying a phone, you don't say, I want to buy a phone. I say, I buy Apple, I buy Samsung. So this is the importance of branding. So there are over 500,000 brands that actually enroll in Amazon Brand Registry because people are aware the importance, people know the importance of being a brand owner. You do not want to spend $1 million building your brands, and one day, someone else actually register your brand with the respective trademark office, and the next day they take your product down saying that you are not authorized to sell. This is the last thing you want to happen after spending $1 million building your brands. So this is where we are coming today to explain to you. If you want to expand your brand within Philippines itself, I know Philippines have very, very strong Philippine trademark. Similarly, you want to go overseas, make sure you have a respective country trademark. This is one very, very good advice that a lot of my sellers actually face. The best time to actually apply for a trademark is yesterday. If you have not, do it now. So we have some service provider here to actually help you on this. So what are the tools that Amazon provide you as being an Amazon brand owner as compared to a regular sellers? Being a brand owner, Amazon doesn't require you to pay anything. You are the owner of your own brand. Make sure you apply for a US trademark, and Amazon provides you with this tool for free. All right? This is something that a lot of platform actually requires you to have pay more for certain access of different tools. Amazon provide you for free. All right? And it also allows you to protect your brand from someone else trying to take over them. Register with USPTO, register with Amazon Brand Registry, you can protect your brand better. So these are the 4 top reasons that actually helps you. Amazon actually gives you 24/7 support, protects your brand, powerful search tools. The one thing that everyone wants to know, what's your brand value? Imagine you one day, at the start, you're probably searching a brand that's ranked, there's 500,000 brand. Maybe you rank 500,000 at the start. And as you progress in your years, you realize that your brand are climbing the rank on Amazon. This is something that the powerful or search tools actually helps you to understand your brand value. Building a brand is more than, building a product is from discovery stage to conversion stage, purchase and repurchase. Ultimately, you want customer to constantly come back, repurchase, and share these good brands with their friends and family. And this is how Amazon tied all this together for you as a brand owner. And these are the tools that allow you to actually promote your brand to customer. There's A+ content. This is your best promoter online. You can't pay someone to be constantly speaking about your product on the platform. A+ content is the best way. Amazon stores is like having a website on Amazon. Amazon brand analytics, like I mentioned, this is the best tool you will want to have to understand the ranking of your product, understand do your competitor analysis, and lastly, sponsored brand to surface your brand above your competitor. And A+ content, these are In summary, this is your best promoter on the platform itself. This tells the customer a story of your product, tells the customer a story of your branding, and actually helps to convert your customer at their consideration stage. Tell them why is your brand better than your competitor. This is both A+ content. A+ content is only for brand owner. And after you actually complete your A+ content, once you have 5 successful A+ content, there's a promotion right now. You get free upgraded to premium A+ content, which is something that some brands are paying 5 digits or more for. All right, something that Amazon is opening this up to new brand owners in Amazon. So BrandStore is having a website on Amazon, right? This is the best place for you to show the breadth of product that you have on Amazon. This is the best place to tell your customer your brand story, tell a customer of your brand vision and how you want to actually interact with a customer. And this is an example of how someone actually built their website on Amazon, delivering the overall experience of a brand, overall brand experience that they want customer to go through. All right, this actually not only drive traffic, address purchase behavior, and educate customer of their product values. With intermediate tools, we have actually brand analytics tools as well as a brand tailored promotion. So most brands will be sitting down thinking, so what kind of data do I get from selling on Amazon? And what other information do I get from data? How can I translate this to information, actionable information for you? So Amazon is here to help you to get over this having too much data on your end, right? So brand analytics tools provide you this top search terms associated with your brands, doing a competitor analysis on this. This is an example of what kind of information that Amazon actually provides. From search terms to click rates to how many people actually add to carts, and how do you actually target this pool of people? This is something that people are actually spending a lot of time trying. How do I retarget this group of people that you cannot do it on a physical store unless you have a very strong loyalty program, right? But Amazon Brand Analytics actually allows you to address this in the platform itself. Amazon helps you to define this group of people. These are the information that you have, and these are the information. They break the customer into different segments for you as well. And from here, you actually create a brand-tailored promotions. How do I address the different group of customer at the different stages that are interacting with your brands? For example, are you here to acquire new customer? Can I create new promotion mechanics for specific customer that are totally new to my brand? That's something that you might spend a lot of time trying to differentiate this. I always want to give new customer 20%. This is where on a physical store, you will say, sign up a loyalty program, I give you 20%. So this is something that we replicate online, defining new customer. How do I encourage repeat purchase by giving 20% to people who are considering to purchase again? How do I engage customer that have stopped buying for the last 3 months, stopped buying for the last 1 year? How do I want to push new branded, new range of item, new upgraded version of my brand products to them? And this is how it's being surfaced on customer side. All right. So lastly, advanced tools as Amazon Post that actually helps you. It's almost like an Instagram. So customer that subscribe to your page, likes your product, likes your brand, they will be able to see this, and they can actually interact with customer, telling them about new product that's launched recently that you can consider. All right? And like I mentioned, the one last thing is I have 10,000 images, I have 100 taglines, I have 100 bullet points. Which is the best? I do not know which engage with the customer the best. Amazon allow you to manage this by carrying out an experiment, doing an A/B testing, try different images that actually have different lifestyle images, be it the sports images, be it outdoor, is this a lifestyle? Do this on Amazon itself and make a sound decision on which image should I use, targeting a wider pool of customer. This is where managing an experiment allows you to do so. And most brands actually appreciate this, and they have actually seen the purpose of carrying out experiment and increasing their brand value, their brand experiment, increase in number of experiments created, as well as increase in sales uplift. All right, this is a case example of how this has been created. This experiment has been created and how the brands actually use it. So, trademark eligibility. Most sellers will be asking, can I use my Philippine trademark in the US? This is something that we are not able to do so right now, but having a Philippine trademark makes it easier for you to apply for a US trademark. So today, I would highly recommend you to approach one of the service providers here, consult with them, apply for a in-country Philippine trademark as well as a US trademark if you are considering to expand your brand overseas now or next year. First thing first, protect your brand from being purchased by someone else, and then expand, be it today or tomorrow or next year. All right, this is the US Trademark Office. Go to this website, search it if anyone actually has similar branding as you in the US. And lastly, this is the QR code that for you to start looking at about Amazon Brand Registry, how it can help you to be a more successful brand owner. If you have not taken this earlier on, this is the perfect jumpstart launch playbook that was created specifically for Philippine sellers. We have gathered all the learnings from previous Philippine sellers, gathered all the insights, challenges that they face, and create this launch playbook, guiding you from listing, account registration, to shipping your products to the US. All right, take a pause, scan this, save it to your folder, read this. This is the best Bible for you in the first 90 days. And after that, I'll be sending you the next Bible. And the same thing, if you have not followed us, follow us on Facebook. And this is the launch playbook that I shared earlier on. And next, I'll actually be going on, the next session is actually us sharing with you, how do you do product research? How do you find out about what's the best product to sell on Amazon? How do I know about my competition on Amazon? How do I know who's my benchmark that I need to have on Amazon? I will have none other than Helium 10, Bradley, who will be sharing this about Helium 10 and how he used Helium 10 combination with Amazon Product Explorer on how to do a research, and I will be coming back again later on. All right, welcome Bradley.
It's me again. My apologies. We're facing a little bit of technical errors, so just give us a moment to actually improve the resolution so that you guys can take beautiful pictures of our slides, all right? Just give us a moment. And just now what Singwei mentioned, right? Bradley, who flew many miles just to be with all of us. Can we give him a huge round of applause, please? Bradley, today he will be doing a live demonstration with all of you to walk you through how to do product research. And he has, I'm not sure whether you guys have heard his Serious Sellers podcast. How many of you are avid listeners of his podcast? Nice. Okay, I hope all of you here today will go home and listen to his podcast, because our own Amazon team also actually guested on his podcast, and he actually shares amazing insights with all of his podcast listeners. All right, just give us a moment while we figure out the technicalities, and then we'll be right back with you. Thank you.
Test. All right. How's it going, everybody? My name is Bradley, and I came from California. Now, it's one thing, I came from the USA. Now, are there any Americans here today? Not many. You see, what happens is sometimes Americans, they have this thing they call cultural appropriation. They're like, oh no, you can't wear something from another culture. And now I see I have a Barong Tagalog here, right? But, ang nanay ko was born and raised in Pasay City. So if there's any Americans here today, Filipino ako, all right? So don't get offended. I'm half Filipino at least, so I can wear this shirt. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Filipino fashion. We're here to talk about Amazon. So quick question before I introduce myself completely is, how many are selling on Amazon now or work for a company that sells on Amazon? Raise your hands. Okay, how many are here because they're not selling on Amazon yet, but they're interested to sell? Okay, the majority. All right, so this is good. This is one of my first times. Like usually I have so many slides and I do like a step by step, but then Gwen had told me, hey, most people here would be newer and it's important to understand the concept of selling on Amazon. So that's what I'm gonna be talking about today. You can take notes here, but I'm not gonna have any slides. We're gonna do a live demonstration, but no slides. I really want you just to pay attention to the words I'm saying as opposed to trying to remember a step by step. Now, first, a little bit about myself. I'm the Director of Training and Chief Evangelist for a company called Helium 10. It's the #1 tool for Amazon sellers worldwide. We have over 1 million active users. And I also, though, sell on Amazon. I'm not a software salesman or somebody here who's trying to just sell you something. No, I sell on Amazon. I have my own accounts. I've launched over 500 products. I sell $1 million of product a year, because if you are going to come on stages to teach people about Amazon and you're not doing it, it's impossible. Amazon changes so much. So me, I run my own businesses, and so I'm speaking about these things from a place of experience, okay? Now, I also host the most listened to podcast in the world for Amazon sellers, Serious Sellers Podcast. I'll show you guys how to sign up. It's completely free, but we've had over 5 million downloads. And I live and breathe everything Amazon. I love Amazon. To me, it's the best way to make money regardless of what country you come from, regardless of your education, regardless of how much money you have to invest. Everybody can sell on Amazon. So what I'm gonna be talking about today is, first of all, the concepts of product research. That is the question that most of you have. How do I find a product to sell on Amazon? All right, so maybe you already know, hey, Amazon is a good opportunity. You don't need to tell me anymore, but where do I start? And this is important for experienced sellers to find their next product to sell on Amazon, or brand new sellers who are looking to find their first product on Amazon. And here is just, if I were just to simplify everything into one important principle, and this is something I hope you always remember, it's this. Finding a private label product. Private label means you're not trying to sell a product that already exists on Amazon. You're trying to make your own product. Trying to find that product is a mixture of finding where there's demand, where there's interest in this kind of product, but there are signs of a lack of or not that great of competition, existing competition. That is the principle that you can apply to selling on Amazon. I don't care how, if you're looking to make $1 million, you're looking to make $1,000, it is the same. Whether you're a brand new seller, whether you've been selling for 10 years, it is the same. Problem sometimes is people think Amazon is about selling your passion product, okay? What do you call those brooms, Filipino brooms, the one that's made from the... Okay, so like maybe you know all about that. Maybe you're a 4th generation family and you guys have been producing that. Now you're one of the experts in all of Manila about that product. That doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to sell that on Amazon because I'm going to have success because I'm an expert in it. No. Selling on Amazon sometimes is selling a product you didn't even know existed before. One of the products I sell, who's somebody who knows my product? Like, you know my product, right? One of the ones? Who knows? What's one of my crazy products I sell? Coffin bookshelf, all right? Do you think I'm the kind of person who likes shelves shaped like a coffin. That's kind of morbid. Like, I hope I'm not that kind of person. I hope you don't think that. But I found that there was a need, and I sold it because there was a lot of demand. Americans are crazy people. They like crazy things. All right? And so I'm like, okay, you're going to give me money to make your house look like a graveyard? No problem. And I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of that product in the last few years. Now, that's why it's important to understand the process to find the demand and then find the signs of no competition. There's a lot of things that have high demand on Amazon, you know, like toilet paper, all right, or something else like that. But does that mean because there's high demand, oh, I'm gonna have success selling that? No, there's too much competition. So it's not just looking for, hey, what is everybody searching for? It's about finding a lot of people are searching for it, but not many options to buy. Or maybe the existing competitors, they're not doing very good, okay? So if you can become passionate about the product, that's great. So like I said, you can't just say, I'm passionate about this or that. You know, I'm going to go to USA and sell tabo everywhere. No, like most Americans don't use that, right? Just because you know all about it. But now, that is, maybe there's a chance, there's a lot of Filipinos living in America, you can find that, but you have to look at the data, all right? Don't just use your brain or my gut feeling. You look at data that Amazon provides. We're gonna see a demonstration soon of Product Opportunity Explorer, how you can look into data points and see how many people are searching for this kind of keyword. What kind of search to purchase rate is there? Let me just explain. That's a kind of, I'm getting kind of advanced, but it's important. This is the kind of amazing things that Amazon will show you. In the Product Opportunity Explorer, you can see how many people in 1 year searched for a keyword. Let's say it's 100,000. But then you can also see how many sales happen. All right, just because somebody searches a keyword doesn't mean they always buy it. Like many of us here maybe shop on Lazada, right? We type in a keyword. That doesn't mean immediately we buy the first thing we see. Sometimes we type in 10 different words in Lazada before we find what we want to buy. It's the same thing on Amazon. And Amazon gives Helium 10, it gives sellers the data that allows you to say, oh wow, 10,000 people search for this keyword, and of those 10,000 people, 1,000 people bought a product. That's a really good one. I like looking for the opposite. He mentioned coffin bookshelf. One of the ways I found that was from Product Opportunity Explorer. I saw that there was, I don't remember how many searches, but the purchase rate was 0.5%. What does that mean? That means if there was 100 searches, less than one person out of 100 is buying a product. Now just think about that. Why did I get excited when I saw that ratio? Why do you think that's good? 100 purchases or 100 searches, 100 people typing the keyword coffin bookshelf, but less than one person buying. Why do you think that's good to me? What do you think? Anybody? This is not a rhetorical question. Nobody? Go ahead. Yeah, nobody said. That means people are searching for it, but nobody can find something they want, right? Because if you have 100 searches, there should be at least 10 people buying something. So then when I saw that number in Product Opportunity Explorer, I went to Amazon, I typed the keyword, and there is no coffin bookshelf. So I'm like, oh, okay, ngayon, that's why. Everybody is searching this, but there's no option to buy. So I sold that product. I sold out within 3 weeks of my first batch. But again, it's not luck, all right? Selling on Amazon is not, let me cross my fingers and hope that it's going to be okay. Let me roll the dice. No, it's not gambling, it's not luck. It's a science. Amazon gives us data that allows us to make the right decisions, okay? So when we think about finding our first product or our next product, it's looking at the data, finding where is their demand. That's the second part. The demand is important because Amazon is not for creating demand. Does anybody know like what's some popular website where maybe you have some new invention and then you want to get a lot of people to fund the invention. What are some of those websites called? You ever heard of those? What? Say again? Kickstarter. Somebody said Kickstarter. Indiegogo is another one. Amazon is not Kickstarter. Like, I could make an amazing invention, maybe, microphone that can also use to make sisig or something like that, right? Like some crazy invention. Now, am I gonna have success because it's a really cool, I would like a microphone. I can talk and make sisig at the same time. But am I gonna have success selling it? No, because nobody knows that product exists. Nobody is searching microphone and cooking utensil on Amazon. So it doesn't matter how amazing your product is, if nobody is searching for it, you're not going to have success. So that's what I mean when I say there has to be existing demand for a product for you to have success, okay? So again, I'm gonna show you today using Helium-10, and then somebody will also show you how to do it with Product Opportunity Explorer, is how easy it is to find product opportunity when you have the right tools. Because you can't just go on Amazon and just start typing in random words. Oh, let me sell this one. No, you have to use the data that is given. So let me go ahead and show you guys. We're gonna do it together. Oh wow, they've even connected it. Here we go. Okay, so I'm doing this live. I could, of course, prepared something, and then you guys would be like, wow, that's so cool. But I wanted to do it live. So first question I'm going to ask you, I know it's hard to see, but it's okay. These are some categories on Amazon that I have here, okay? So I have categories like baby, home and kitchen, kitchen and dining, office products, patio, pet. Start yelling out some categories you want me to search. We're gonna do this live. This is not a screen, or this is not a slideshow. What's some categories you want me to find a product in? Pet supplies, all right. Let's go ahead and do that one. I need two more. Outdoor, so that will be patio, lawn and garden. One more. Toys, all right. Let's go look in toys, okay. So now, by the way, this is Helium-10. This is a tool called Black Box. The reason why we call it a black box is like this massive database. This is the biggest database of Amazon products and keywords outside of Amazon. More than 2 billion products are in this database, all right? So now we're looking at 3 categories. I already forgot what they are: patio, lawn and garden, pet supplies, toys and games. Now, I'm looking for a keyword. I'm doing a little bit interesting. Like, I'm not looking for a product, I'm looking for a keyword. Because actually on Amazon, how do people find products? They search the keyword. So that's what I'm gonna do. So now, somebody who's experienced seller, what is a metric I can use to find if a keyword has demand? Search volume. So for those who are new, what does search volume mean? Search volume is how many customers are typing this keyword about per month. So a high number of searches mean that's a high demand. So there's no magic number, but I'm just going to put, let's say minimum 2,000, maximum 10,000, okay? Now, I like to look at, this is, I know it's hard to see, but word count. I want this keyword to be more than 2 words. In English, a lot of one-word phrase, like kitchen, bathroom, these have a lot of searches, but people are not using that search to buy a product. All right, maybe kitchen has 10,000 searches, but is anybody buying a product after typing kitchen? No, they're probably just browsing, trying to get some ideas, right? But if I have a keyword that's like 3 or 4 words, like stainless steel kitchen spoon or something, is that going to get sales? Probably, because it's so specific, right? Probably somebody who's searching that keyword, they know exactly what they're looking for. So I'm gonna say, hey, minimum 2 words. And now I wanna see something that indicates lower demand. So here, this is something that says competitor reviews. I am putting maximum 150, or not 100, maximum 150 reviews. I want minimum 6 out of the top 10 products have less than 150 reviews. How many people shop on Lazada here? Or Shopee? Most people. Like, how many people, when you're shopping, you look at the reviews? Maybe how many reviews? You guys care a lot? Some people care about that. Now, if you have 10 products, all that are the same price, same kind of picture, and 9 of them had 1,000 reviews each, 5 stars maybe, and 1 of them had 0 reviews, are you ever going to click on the one that has 0 reviews if everything else is the same? Probably not, because you're like, oh, I can trust the other product more. So we are going to say, hey, if there's 6 out of 10 products, the first 10, if 6 out of the first 10 don't have even 100 reviews, that could be an indication of bad competition or low competition, okay? Another thing I wanna do is, this is just something unique to Helium 10. This is a title density. And basically what that means is how many people have the keyword in the title, what they searched. So if the keyword is coffin shelf, how many people on the page 1 of the results have the word coffin shelf in the title? This is kind of advanced, I know, but it's a good indication of opportunity, because if somebody doesn't have that keyword in the title, it could mean that there's not that many sellers. So let's take a look at some of this. Look at this one, kids cooking sets reel. All right, so let's go ahead and look at that one in a little bit. I'm gonna put some price. I saw dirt bikes here, that's too expensive. So let's say I want products between $20 and $40 is the average. And I wanna see some that there's a lot of people in the top 10 making some money. So let's go ahead and search. Okay, now we have more keywords here. Bulk colored pens, domain, food, plot, seed. I speak English. I have no idea what that means. Does anybody know what in the world that means? Seriously, I have no idea. Let's take a look. I told you, we're gonna find stuff that nobody even knows exists. That's why selling on Amazon is so fun. This process is so fun, guys. I discover products I never even knew is a real thing. For real, oh, I thought it said funeral pets. For real pets, I don't even know what that means. Rainbow Friends toys. Let's just look at page 3. Let's find one more. We only got a couple more minutes here. But one thing that's important on Amazon is you'll find a lot of branded stuff. Like, so Iron Man or Marvel or Disney, you don't want to do that. Even though there's demand, you have to have a license to be able to sell branded things. So I personally don't look at a lot of those things. Gluten-free Play-Doh. That's if your anak is trying to eat the Play-Doh, so like, oh, he's gluten-free. I told you, there's crazy things on Amazon. That's amazing right there. Electric water guns for adults. Aha, I like that one. Fall front door mat. Let's just take a look at what we had found. Domain food plot seeds. Okay, it's called Sugar Mama is the brand. Okay, that's a good brand. And this other one is No BS. So this is a funny branding one here. But I guess this is some kind of special seed that you plant in your garden. But you look here in the first page of results, and look at this, 80 reviews, 50 reviews. Almost nobody has a lot of reviews on this one. Kids cooking sets, real. Look at this one. Right at the top of the page, 99 reviews, 25 reviews. This product is brand new on Amazon, and they are already selling more than $3,000 in the last 30 days they sold. Here's another one, sold $2,000. These are people just like you and me. 60% of the sellers you see on Amazon is just like one of us. It's not Amazon selling it. So how long did it take us to find this product? This was almost instantaneous. Selling on Amazon, guys, is still a big opportunity. People are still making a lot of money on Amazon, even starting in 2024. So I highly, highly recommend, if this is your goal, like, hey, I want to make side money. I want to replace my day job. Whatever your goal is, go ahead and pursue it, because the tools are out there and available. For those who want to follow me, she mentioned the podcast. Let me just show this here. You can take a picture here. Let me just do a slideshow so it's bigger. I don't have a fancy QR code or anything, but this is my Instagram, Serious Sellers Podcast. Follow me on Instagram. I always give free content. You can message me sometimes on there. And make sure to join, like on your phone now, after taking this picture. Go type in Serious Sellers Podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And like, while you're sitting here, don't listen to it. Listen to who's speaking here. But download a couple episodes. And then I want my chart in the Philippines to go to #1. Like, that'll help my charts right there. And then if you're interested in helium10.com, I have a special discount code here, SSP20. That's like Serious Sellers Podcast, SSP, or Serious Sellers Pinoy. It depends how you want to see it. SSP20. Go to helium10.com, and then you can learn how to sell on Amazon and also have the tools to find products just like I showed you guys right now. So I wish you guys the best of success in your Amazon selling journey. I'll be around here throughout the rest of the day. You can ask me questions anytime. Maraming salamat po.
This looks good. And with that, let me just introduce our next speaker, Sing Wei, who's going to walk us through product research methodology. Sing Wei, please.
Thank you, Gwen, and thank you, Bradley. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do, and I think Bradley finished. So, but I'm going to share more stuff, don't worry. So I think Bradley actually share how can you actually do your research, and actually how can you find specific niche and products that you can consider. And I think this is very, very helpful tools. In complement with Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer, Helium 10 is also very, very helpful as well. All right, this is much clearer now. All right, this is the agenda. I think what Bradley shares is very, very helpful. And how can you actually go down into your selection methodology? Bradley have given you the product that you can consider. How do you actually select the product? But how can you actually analyze your competition? That's something that you need to do, because in Amazon, I don't even know. He mentioned there's 2 billion data point. I assume there's 2 billion products that are selling on Amazon as well. And how can you actually define your competition? How do you benchmark against it? And how do you know what's required to sell? For example, do you need to have clear the US regulations before you can sell the item? And how can you actually use Amazon Opportunity Explorer? All right, selection methodology. He have given you product to consider, and now you need to understand the industry, right? So what industry are you going into? Is the industry growing? Yes, the product is highly sought after. Look at the overall industry. Is there a very, very high barrier of entry? Do I need to spend a few thousands to get the compliance resolved? Do you have the ability to find it? Can you find a manufacturer to produce it? And how competitive it is? That's something you need to consider. Product analysis, understanding how can you differentiate your product as to what you can find on Helium 10 or on Amazon right now. How can you differentiate yourself from your competitor to have an edge over them? Like what Bradley mentioned, there's Coffin Bookshelf. Probably someone is selling it, but his product is not highly sought after. Understand why do customers are not buying them, or customers that purchase them, what are the negative comments about it? And lastly, pricing. Ultimately, we are here to make money. How can I make sure that I price my product accordingly to make sure that I'm best price, at the same time I have some profit margin? And lastly, just pricing, all right? So looking at overall industry, I summarized just now, these are the key considerations that you need to take note of. Find them, speak to someone. There are service providers here that can help you identify some of the key issues. For example, do I need a FDA license? I fully understand you guys are those who are in FDA. You guys have Philippine FDA. Do take note, you're selling into the US, you need to comply with a US FDA. All right, so just take note of some of the few pointers that you need to to consider. All right, and if you're looking at selling toys, there's something called CPSA in the US as well. This is product analysis. Where else can you do product analysis? Product analysis can be done through Google, through Helium 10, through Product Opportunity Explorer. Over here, we look at, for example, garden fencing. For example, you see there's certain demand in certain month of the year, sorry. And bath tower is a constant stable demand because do people actually do gardening during winter? People probably skipped it, right? So understand your product seasonality. This will better prepare yourself. Do you want to launch a garden fence when no one is actually doing gardening in December, for example? All right, how do you actually define your product USP? There are a few ways to do so. You can differentiate by the brand, differentiate by the product feature, differentiate by pricing, differentiate by how do you use it. People are probably promoting products for indoor, and you can keep it. Your product can be used both indoor and outdoor. All right. So product feature. All right. And lastly, how do you do your product analysis? Go to your benchmark competitor. Go to read their reviews. I think this is one way, a quick way that you can do it. Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer actually helps you to summarize this. I'll showcase how you can do it later on. And this is really, really helpful for you to define, create a new product, upgrade your product against your competitor. And lastly, pricing. Do consider Gwen shared the Amazon selling fees. That should be part of your consideration while you create your pricing for your product and make sure you're profitable as well. All right, these are the few tips that we have. Do take note of seasonality. That's something very, very common. We live in the very tropical Southeast Asia. We do not know what's winter. The coldest we feel is probably 16, 17 degrees in certain parts of Philippines. Attend trade fair, understand and research about cultural differences, all right? Like what Bradley rightfully mentioned, selling about the broom. Can you find a demand in the US? Talk to influencers to understand the trends. If you're influencer friends living in the US, or friends living in the US. All right, look at the customer reviews to understand what people like and what people hate. Make sure you have all the likes and resolve the pain point of different sellers, customer. And lastly, use data from Amazon Opportunity Explorer. This is a QR code that the team actually put together some initial tools and learning that you can actually find about certain categories. It includes certain compliance that you need to work on. Feel free to save it on and read it later on. So, the most exciting product opportunity explorer. Like Bradley mentioned, customer demand is through their search. How can I understand what are people searching for? You guys mentioned about toys. You guys mentioned about outdoor facility. So over here in part 3, this is where you input. I want to look for soft toys. You can go very, very specific. I want to do building blocks toys. I want to go for outdoor umbrella, for example. This is how you actually go to specific niche. This is what customers are looking for. This is with an Amazon professional account. You need to sign up as an Amazon professional account to have access to these tools. With the promotions that Gwen shared earlier on, the $1, that $1 is the best time for you to maximize it. The next 6 months, you have free access to this tool to do your product research and find the next best product that you're going to launch on Amazon. So in 6 months' time, I'll be seeing about 300 sellers launching because you guys attended the course today. All right? So going down into specific, after you include the niche, you can go into finding out about product volume. You can look at the products that are commonly sold in the niche. For example, here, this is actually a dog costume. Use this data, like what Bradley mentioned, use data to substantiate why are you trying to sell this product, because there is a demand, there is a supply gap with a very, very strong demand. Or you find that your product, you can solve a customer pain point that no one has been able to solve because you managed to have a patent that no one actually has it or copyright. All right? So this is some way that probably summarizes what Bradley mentioned earlier on. So how do you find the specific niche? How do you find the gap? These are some considerate. Take a photo. All right, this is something that you can consider, similar logic that you can use both on Helium 10 and Amazon or Project Explorer. Helps you to define, understand, find the niche, find the gap that no one has been able to resolve. All right. There are a lot of information. There are specific walkthrough that you can find online. I won't be doing the specific demo, but this is actually things that you can actually find and explore this after you have your account. So, looking over here, like what Bradley mentioned, he used 100,000 example, but what we are seeing here is 100 million, all right? There's 100 million search volume of a cooling blanket in the US within the last 365 days. Is this a very, very strong demand signal? Definitely, all right? So, is there, as you can see, there's a negative 18.59% in the last 180 days. Because that's probably winter season. People start looking for a warmer blanket rather than a cooling blanket, right? So understand the seasonality. This helps you to also make a sound decision on when do you want to launch your product. And you can see the average selling price is $40. Can you go to a manufacturer in Philippines and find a cooling blanket that creates a product at $5? If you can you find a manufacturer that's selling the product at $3? Can I sell it at $40 easily on the US right now because the average selling price is $40? Take into considerations the Amazon commission fee, Amazon FBA fee that helps you to distribute to the last mile, to the doorstep of your customer, that you do not need to do it directly from Philippines because it costs a lot more to send individual product into Amazon customer doorsteps. Looking at the seasonality of the product, this is one way that you can explore, understand your product seasonality. And this is how you can actually identify how competitive it is in the niche. All right, so using the first example, percentage of product actually using a sponsored product. 75% of your future competition is actually promoting their product using sponsor ads. So when you start selling on Amazon, you need to make sure that you are using Amazon ads to start promoting your product, all right? Percentage of them are prime products. So 97% of your competitor is actually shipping their product using Amazon FBA services. Once you are onboarded onto Amazon FBA, your product is under a prime product. And top 5 product click share on the last 360 days. That's 23%. All right, this is where I mentioned just now. Look at the overall niche, understand the top likes of your products and the top dislike, that negative reviews that customer actually leave. Focus on both. Make sure you have the top reviews in your product, as well as how can you address some of the negative pain points that customer left behind. For example, these clothes after a few wash, this clothes getting really small, right? Some clothes actually shrink in size after a few wash. How can you address that in your product detail page? In the images, you can put after 100 wash, the product is the same size. This is how you address customer pain point at the upfront using images, using bullet points, using A+ content to address customer pain points. All right, so I just wanted to stop here because there's a lot more that I can share with you, and I really hope that I can spend more time sharing with you how do you do product research, how do you do pricing, how do you understand your competition. However, definitely you can spend a lot more time on that online, and you can find a lot more materials online. I will hope to see you guys in future event, and now I will actually pass my time to Jennifer from Signify to share a bit more about how can you actually use their services to find product, source product from different sources, and actually create customized product for you and to sell into Amazon.com. Welcome, Jennifer, please.
Okay. Hello there, everybody. So, gising pa po ba tayo? Sige nga, isang sigaw nga dyan, Amazon! Okay, so again, hello everybody. So my name first is Jan. I'm from the Philippines as well. But I do work with Signify for a few years right now. By the way, my boss unfortunately wasn't able to come here. She had an emergency and she needs to go back to Germany. That's why I'm gonna take over and provide you some nuggets that's going to be useful when it comes to product sourcing and building some advocacy about it. Okay? So ready na po ba kayo? Baka mamaya natutulog na. Okay, game na. All right. So first, of course, I wanted to make sure that this is something that is useful for everyone. So I will be sharing information about sourcing and, of course, to you guys to better understand how you can really communicate to all the manufacturers outside, okay? So right now, I know that this is something actionable, so if you can take note or you can take some photos that we're gonna publish over here, yes, feel free to do that. So, of course, who said, I know that most of the people around here are sellers, so do you think then you find sourcing is easy? Yeah, raise your hand if you say that it's easy. Sourcing your product, sourcing the product that you would like to sell. Right? So sourcing is really not easy. Actually, I've been a witness firsthand that been working with a lot of clients, and I'm actually working with international client as of the moment. So having working with them, I find it firsthand that sourcing is really not an easy process. And of course, in order for you guys to understand some of the usual information, let me tell you first some of the details about our company, all right? So again, I'm mainly in the business development side, and I wanted to make sure that everybody is aware that what we do here is always to communicate to customers, specifically those products that they would like to source, not only in China, but all across the globe, okay? So what we do whenever I meet them on a Zoom, so what I normally do is we ask them, what are the things that you are currently facing? And yes, these are all customers that always have issues when it comes to the price is too high, the minimum order quantities are also too high, and yeah, most of them, because they don't have any access to their manufacturers, they usually tell that the manufacturers is even not a good one. So on our end, or should I say on our part, what we do here is we help them. We find them what are the solutions. And of course, we have to be realistic, right? We have to know na if ever na ito na yung pinagdadaanan ng mga sellers na katulad nyo, so what we need to do is to make things to be done on this, okay? So again, for us, Signify was already been in the market industry for about 3 years. But the founders have been on the industry of sourcing for over 19 years. So technically, if you're gonna ask about everything for Signify, for our founder, Yulia, she's gonna tell you right away, oh no, dito, makikita natin yan. Ah, dito, kaya natin yan ma-source. So that's how she can do it. And the good thing about Signify is that this is just a quick facts. Signify Global Product Sourcing is composed of 60 plus team of all females. So technically, we are all women in a team. And of course, we do have Sebastian. So Sebastian is actually this is a co-founder and the husband of Yulia, and she's the only guy on our team here. Okay? So right now, what I would like to do is to make sure that you are also aware what are the things that we already cover, and we have sourced already over 5,000 products. So these are all unique products because we are not producing products. Let's say you come to us and then you told me that, hey, Zayan, I want you to produce a certain product like what I found in Amazon. Exactly the same. No, we don't do that. We always try to find products that is unique, okay? And of course, not in conflict with any clients that we work with. Because we have worked with already more than 3,500 clients. This is across the globe. So if the people we have in this ballroom will also be selling and you would like to find some help, of course, we're happy to do that. And yeah, if you can see, we're also on Amazon SPN or Service Partner Network. So, and same with the TikTok partner and all others, right? And of course, we do speak also over 20 plus languages. So later on, I'm gonna tell why is it that it is important that you know how to speak or communicate in every language. And yeah, the founders in Signify is also selling in Amazon. So they've been doing this for almost 10 years, and they do have 2 brands, cosmetics and consumer goods brand as well, okay? All right, so right now, let's talk about what is product sourcing. Any idea what product sourcing is? So, wala pong may idea kung anong product sourcing? Okay, yes? Yes, so yes, that is exactly right. So technically for product sourcing, so what we do, of course, right? We find the manufacturer, we go with them, and then they produce the product. So that's how we do the product sourcing. Now, I would like to know, can I make money in product sourcing? How? I heard someone answering yes. How? Sorry? Who answered yes? You? Yep. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. So technically, yes, that is correct. Okay. So in the second question, yes, this is even much more tricky, right? So can I make money in product sourcing? So the logic will gonna tell us that, okay, how are we going to make money if we are the one giving the money away and then we are the one who's ordering the products, right? So if you're gonna think, oh, tayo mag-spend, tayo mag-spend, tayo pa rin yung bibili. So, lahat palabas. Palabas. Diba? So, ang pwede lang namin masabi dyan is, yes, the answer is really quite not simple. But for the question, can I make money in product sourcing? Yes, you can actually make product in sourcing. And there is really money on that, okay? Now, we have to start thinking how, okay? So, in order for us to do that, we need to consider the following. We need to make sure that we know the purchasing cost and your supply chain optimization. So, these two are really very important, okay? So, if you're gonna think of that, I would like to make sure that we find goods, all right, for our business, but which is not, all right? is actually cool for our clients. So if we're gonna think that, okay, if they don't do that, they don't diversify, and they just reach out to us, this is cool, right? This is actually good for Signify. But for our clients, this is not. And this is the reason why we exist, because we wanted to help them out. May lumalapit sa aming client na, Jayan, I've been working with this manufacturer for 5 years, 10 years, but until now, hindi pa rin kami nagkakaroon ng access. Hindi pa rin namin siya nakakausap. You have to think about that. Because whenever they reach out to us, the next thing that we ask, bakit ano bang issue? Kasi parang yung price na nakukuha na namin ngayon is hindi na enough. Masyado nang mataas. Tumataas. Pero wala kaming direct access sa kanila. Kasi lagi nilang sinasabi na, ay, kasi yan yung pinirmahan mo na eh. Tapos tumataas na tumataas na tumataas pa rin. So ngayon, ang gagawin naman namin is, we are going to provide them their options where they can lessen the money, right? Lessen the time, and at the same time, the whole process and optimizations as well. So the first thing that we need to consider here is definitely the supply chain. What is your purchasing cost, right? So napaka-simple when we ask them, okay, what's the purchasing cost? How do you consider your purchasing cost? A lot of companies have different procurement teams, right? So, okay, meron na kaming, tawag dito, sourcing team. All right. Then when we ask them, so how many manufacturers do you reach out whenever you find a manufacturer or supplier for the product? So, yun yung isang question. Sasabihin nila sa amin, nag-reach out kami, madami. Pero, pag tinanong, ilan? 2 lang, 5 lang, 5, 2, which is not good enough. Because whenever we do the sourcing, let's say in China, if you reach out to us, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach out to up to 30 manufacturers. And I think for the rest of the world, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach out to up to 40 manufacturers, right? So if you see, this is really a very big number, pero I can guarantee you can leverage everything specifically in terms of negotiations. Negotiations in terms of price. The minimum order quantity too, right? Because we have to understand that for minimum order quantity, if you work with a supplier, if they ask, okay, you have to order 500. What if ang kaya mo lang talaga 300? 350, yun na, max na. So, ang gagawin namin, we are also going to help you negotiate with that. Okay? Right. So again, we're actually able to provide you countless examples of the customers that we are working with, telling such kind of issue, but of course, we are just always going to provide them what will be the best solution. Okay? Now, if you're gonna be working with Chinese supplier, they just gonna be telling you that, probably this is something that you consider because they told you that our product is in quality, but at the end, right, we know for a fact, and some of you, right, that I was able to talk to is even telling that no, it's not, right? So in that case, we're going to provide you all the process, but I don't think that this is having enough time because usually whenever we do discuss this, it's a 10-hour webinar call, okay? But 20 minutes is not enough, so if you have any questions about that, I can provide you all the answers if you can go there on that spot at the end, okay? Now, again, sourcing process is really a very long process. Now, of course, SOPs, standard operating procedures, we have to consider that. And yeah, one big hint. So again, to help you out, we have to make sure that we always diversify the amount and increase the amount of the manufacturers that you're reaching out. So if you are contacting right now 3 manufacturers, double the number, right? Put all your effort. If you contact 3, make it 6. If you're contacting 10, usually make it 20. Because you can even determine all the information that you need to know, okay? That's the tip. And then, one of the things that we need to consider as well is the landed cost. So how many of you, but of course, I would say that all the people that is here right now do understand what a landed cost is. So who doesn't understand what landed cost? All right? So, sir, landed cost, this is actually the total cost that we actually incur for the product that we're going to sell. Everything. So as you can see, there are a lot of vital information that includes that you need to consider, right? Those are all vital. But since landed cost is essential, okay, you need to make sure before you start selling that you know exactly how much, all right, are you actually making at the end of the day? Because if you don't know approximately what the landed cost is, that is nonsense, right? Because if you're selling, okay, I'm paying this, but if you don't know how much you have cost, how are you able to determine what's the margin? What could be the income for such product that you're selling in, right? And then one thing that is also very important is, especially in the United States, the Trump tax or the import tax, right? It's actually import tax, but in the US, this is now we call the Trump tax. Have you heard about it? For those who are already selling, is actually working with China suppliers right now. Can you raise your hands? Okay, there are a few, right? So I am not sure if those sellers right now do already experience the Trump tax, okay? So tax is actually implemented by our ex-president, okay, I think, ex-President Trump, that every product, they actually put some taxes, about 25%, that came to the point for the import taxes to be paid on a certain products. And mostly, these products that we're talking about are all those products from China. So whenever they import such products, so they gave those kind of import taxes in addition to the current, the Trump taxes that they are giving. Some of the products, they're even incurring additional 6%, 10%, some 25%. And that is very scary. Because if I still remember when Yulia mentioned to me that there were actually news that the ex-president mentioned that if he will be the next president again, he will impose up to 70% for the import taxes, right? And that is way too big. So you have to consider, if you're actually, if your supplier are from China, think about it, right? And if you're selling in United States, so if you are actually selling in United States and your supplier is actually from China, and if you are actually getting, let's say, up to 70% of the import taxes, how much profit are you still going to earn, right? Or else, what we can do is we can help you diversify. We can even consider looking to close countries where you are about to sell your products to. So if we have, let's say, United States, why not? Let's go ahead and explore even in Mexico, right? In other countries like in Asia or even other countries outside China, okay? So those are actually the options that we can do. And one important thing also that you should consider here is the shipping cost, right? The shipping part, not the shipping cost. So for the shipping part, this is also very important. Why? And precisely, I would emphasize more on the length of the shipping. Because whenever we're doing the product, let's say everything is ready, but if the shipment will gonna take so long, you would want the return of investment to be fast as well. So we have to be very careful, right, shipping your product. It doesn't matter if you're just shipping 10 pieces or 10,000, okay? So those kind of information is something that you should be able to consider. Why? Because you wanted also that your product to be sold as soon as possible. Because once the product is now converted or the sold product, it will now start coming fast as well. And now you can start to reinvest, okay? Right. So Just to give an example, just to have a better picture. So let's say you're selling in United States. Now, since I'm exploring my options, I can even go to Mexico. For Mexico, manufacturing will gonna take you up to 30 days. For the delivery time, probably in a week. So more likely, we're looking at up to 40 days, and you're now starting selling, and the money is now starting to get back to you. But let's say your supplier is still coming from China. Come to think of this, usually based on our experience, whenever we ship a product, or depending on the product, coming from point to point, all right? China shipping to the US and then to the Amazon warehouse, it took them almost 40 days. So we have to think about that because, of course, we wanted a return of investment to be fast as well, okay? Right. Now, also, one thing that we wanted everyone to be aware of is in today's, in today's world happening, okay? You have to make sure that you are also pretty much aware what's happening or the changes that is currently in the world. Now, do you guys follow the news? Right? You have to follow the news. You have to make sure that you're also pretty much aware what's happening in every world. So are you pretty much aware about the current situation in Middle East, in Israel? And even the conflicts between Russia and Ukraine, right? So those things are also that affects, all right, all the global, all right, the global supply chain, and you should consider that, okay? Right. So again, if you want, you can also make yourself, right, put some Google alert because it's very important for us that we know those kind of situation, and you should know that. At least you'll be alerted that, okay, like what happened during pandemic, China shut down, so what happened to the sellers, right? So that is the time that they try to open up their mind, explore, and diversify, because otherwise, the business will gonna be down, okay? So yeah, just try to do some Google alerts, like find some news, right, world news, and then just spend 10, 15 minutes just to be aware of what's the situation. Because due also of this current changes in the world, okay, what we can always suggest, let's say for example, if you're gonna be looking for products, what we're gonna suggest here is look always per product that is under the recession-proof products. So you can see there are different categories. The healthcare, the hygiene, the household cleaning products, other products for pets, and these are considered the recession-proof. So what do I mean by this? We know that for every product, like iPhone, right? A lot of things always happen. A lot of things always popping up new. Kalalabas pa lang ng iPhone 12, mamaya after a month, may iPhone 13, meron na ng 14, 15, right? So, ganun din sa product. Pero, if your product is under the recession-proof products, okay, kahit may bago mang lumabas dyan, if your product is under this category, your business might be kept while the others will be out. Right? What do I mean by this? Kahit alam niyo yung, di ba, kahit kukunti na lang yung pera natin, pero dahil merong may kailangan, bibili natin to. Kasi it's like necessity. Right? Let's say, for example, may anak ka. So, syempre, pag may anak ka, hindi mo matitiis. Kailangan, bili mo ng pagkain, ibili mo ng toys. Pag meron kang kasamang matanda, may elderly ka, you have to provide with them. So, you should be spending with them. Kahit konting-konti na lang, ipiprovide mo pa rin. Shampoo, right? Those hygienes, personal hygienes. Shampoo, toothpaste, soap, so those things, right? Kailangan natin yan. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung mga klase ng product na kahit may magsulputan man, ito hindi mawawala. So, these are the things that we wanted you guys also to think na hindi siya talaga mawawala sa business. Okay? Because, again, but of course, bago natin i-consider din yan, we have to consider also our location. So we're located here in the Philippines. So our thinking about recession products, proof products, is totally different for the products that we consider in United States. Kasi doon, kailangan nating makonsider yung culture, yung weather, and even the continent. So dito ba sa Philippines, kailangan ba natin ng heater? Hindi, dahil sobrang init. Kailangan, meron ba tayong snow? Hindi din. So, hindi natin kailangan isipin yung mga ganong klase ng product na kailangan natin produce. Kasi wala tayo nun. And, meron ba tayong hurricanes? Wala din. Right? So, technically, whenever you are going to sell your product, you have to think, saan ko ba ito ibebenta? Para alam mo kung ano yung matatarget mong market at tatama yung product na pwede mong i-provide din sa kanila. Okay? I know you may find sometimes it may be complicated, but trust me, right? This is basic and this is absolutely something that you need to know firsthand. Okay? Right. And yeah, I think one thing that I wanted to make sure that because marami pa rin ang nagsosource sa China, but we don't have anything against China. We love China suppliers. Okay? But I would like to give you some hint that everything you do with China, you should consider this. You have to make sure that you have this seal or this stamp. Otherwise, right, you will go wrong. And the reason why we're going to make sure that everything you do in China, we're providing this information so that you are fully protected. So, every time a company opens in China, they will provide you an official stamp. So if you see this round red logo, right? This is the official stamp. So that Chinese word, that is actually the company. So every time you deal with them, you have to make sure that there's a red stamp, okay? That red stamp is very crucial. So if you wanted to make sure that everything is official, everything is protected, you have to have this stamp. Second, this is something that really mandates, and if somebody tries to fake things like this, they will go to prison. And that also implies to us, right? Yung mga nag-scam or nagpo-produce ng mga invalid na documentations. So again, official company stamp is the red one. So this one, because the company always around this one. And then every time also na nag-work kayo sa mga Chinese supplier, there is an invoice. So you have to make sure that you always sign an NNN. Okay? It's a triple N. So because for other countries, we have NDA, but for China, it's triple N. It's a non-disclosure, non-use, and non-circumvention agreement. So what happened here is that every time you sign, the stamp should be there as well. So the reason why we need to do that, because other countries outside China, usually they don't actually need stamp anymore. Just signature is okay. But for China, if you're gonna be working with them, this is something that you should consider very first thing, okay? I think meron din silang blue stamp, but I think this is more on the financial side, and I don't see that it's really necessary. But the red stamp, this is essential, okay? Now, what else that I wanted to make sure? Yeah, whenever you're communicating with the manufacturers in China, so again, to only protect you, you have to make sure that you have all these documents signed, okay? Because otherwise, you will not be, protected at all. Because the reason why we have this is for you to make sure that you're really dealing with the right manufacturer. You can see their company, right? And you can verify that the company is legit. So, of course, those are hard-earned money, so ayaw natin na mapapapunta yan kung saan lang. Diba? So ayaw natin yan na, ay, nag-invest ako na 100,000 na wala. Kasi hindi mo verify, hindi mo inalam. Ano ba dapat? Yung dapat na unang-unang may idea ka na ganito ang i-consider mo. Okay, so just a tip. And you can also ask them for the registration certification. So that is also one thing that you could consider. Because if you would ask them, let's say, oo, meron ka nga registration certification, kaya lang, di ka naman maalam magbasa. So, one suggestion, you can even do Google Translate. So you can Google them, translate it, and you can see. Because you should be able to see that the stamp is also the same on the documents. Kailangan pareho sila. So that is what we normally do as well, okay? So another thing is you have to consider also that sometimes whenever you have the invoice, so there are actually two companies, but one company is always up here. So whenever you do that, you have to consider, let's say for example, there is an invoice. So may pangalan na, may pangalan. So ang company doon, pero two different yun. Yung isa, doon yung mina-manufacture, let's say sa China. Tapos, yung payments naman sa Hong Kong. So, if doon sa China, you sign an NNN, so protected ka doon, walang magiging problema. Pero, let's say, doon sa Hong Kong, kung saan nagbabayad ka, hindi ka nag-sign ng NNN. So, on that situation, what will gonna happen there is that they can do anything that would want for the proprietary information. Okay? Yeah. All right. So again, those are actually the things that we can actually share with you. Now, if you have other questions, feel free. You can go to the booth there, and then I can provide all the details because we can actually provide so much more, and 20 minutes is not enough for us to give you all the information. So again, good luck to all the sellers. Stay positive. Let's do it. Okay?
Mr. Albert Tinio, Co-Chief Executive Officer of GoTime Bank, to share more about GoTime Bank and their banking services. Mr. Albert Tinio, please. Yeah, sure, of course. Test.
All right. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Give me a second to hook up the laptop. So while they're doing that, maglalakas loob na ako. Can I see a show of hands? A show of hands. Who among the crowd already have a GoTime bank account? Wow! Love ko kayo. Who among the crowd are planning to open a GoTime bank account? Yes, perfect. We're at the corner over there, and hopefully, for those who did not raise their hands, this little talk can convince you to open an account after. Okay? Good to go? Kaya wala. Nada. Nada. One more? There you go. Ayan. O sige. Let me start. Let me start talking about how GoTime is making banking beautiful and how GoTime can make it, can give benefits and make it more hardworking for an account for sellers like you. Pero bago yon, sabihin ko muna kung sino ako. Baka tinatanong nyo, ano bang karapatan ni Albert Tinio to be on stage? I've had a little time in fintech, dabbled in with the EMIs. I was once the CEO of GCash. So siguro kilala nyo si GCash. I worked for a bank immediately thereafter. And then was one of the 5 founders who set up GoTime Bank. So sino si GoTime? Yan. You know, GoTime is one of 6 digital banks. One of 6 digital banks granted a license by the BSP. Okay? Aside from that, GoTime is also a partnership or a joint venture between the Time Group, which started a digital bank in South Africa, and the Gokongwei Group. Kilala nyo naman ang Gokongwei Group, di ba? Ito yung Robinson's group of companies. In fact, sila ang owners of Crown Plaza. Okay. In the 2 years, wala pa palang 2 years, GoTime was given a license to operate back in 2022. October of 2022. October of 2022. Sorry, maluwag yata. In that time, from October of 2022 to now, okay na. Challenge. Nothing? Okay. Pagdasal nyo na hindi mawawala. Sige. In that time, from 2022, GoTime has turned out to be the fastest growing bank in the Philippines. The fastest growing. Bakit ko nasabi yon? Kasi, unang-una, one of the measures that GoTime uses, it's not a bank measure, but an indication for us to say that people are taking on GoTime is, number 1, dahil digital kami, binabantayan namin yung number of downloads of the app, and blended across the Android and Apple Play stores. Number 2 na po si GoTime. Number 2 na si GoTime in the most downloaded app sa finance category. So, malaking di ba? Kaya natutuwa ko nung nag-raise kayo ng hands at nagsabi kung sino na yung mga naka-GoTime. But let me give you a more solid number. A bank measurement number. Wala pang 2 years, 4.2 million Filipinos have already switched to GoTime in just 21 months. Ang profile po niyan, mga small business owners like yourselves, gig workers, BPO workers, ordinary citizens, si Kuya Guard, si Lady Guard, nag-o-open po ng GoTime accounts. Bakit sila nag-o-open ng GoTime account? Unang-una, tuwang-tuwa po sila dun sa interface ng app at ng kiosk. GoTime in its short time was recognized by the Red Dot organization for one of the best UX experiences on the app and in the kiosk. You might say that that's not a banking measurement, no? Pero natutuwa ako na Filipinos, kapwa natin Pilipino, identify with the app and resonate with the colors, with the motion, etc. Pero if you want a more bank-centric measurement, GoTime was actually awarded by the Banking and Finance Retail Banking Awards of 2023, the best debit card initiative of the year. Okay. Sige, konti pang tulak sa GoTime. Pagdating sa monthly app downloads in relation to financial institutions and banks in general, syempre hindi ko muna ilalagay pangalan ng mga bangko, GoTyme ranks number 2 now. GoTyme ranks number 2 in the number of downloads, financial institutions. Pagdating naman sa NPS, does anybody here know what NPS is? NPS means Net Promoter Score. Ang ibig sabihin ng Net Promoter Score is somebody who's already opened a GoTyme bank account and will positively refer or positively push others to open GoTyme bank accounts. Mantakin ninyo, the EDB or the Economic Development Board. Hindi po sa Pilipinas, the Economic Development Board of Singapore launched an independent study across multiple countries. Isa pong country doon is Philippines. And in the Philippines, based on their study, GoTyme Bank is the number one bank in terms of Net Promoter Score. So kayo pong mga may nag-open ng GoTyme accounts, halos sigurado na kami na itutulak ninyo ang pag-open ng GoTyme account sa mga kaibigan ninyo at kasama ninyo. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng being the number 1 in Net Promoter Score. In InstaPay volume and QR volume. So bakit ito significant sa bangko? We are now number 4. Less than 2 years, number 4 na po si GoTyme. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Ang ibig sabihin nito, money flows in and out of GoTyme on a regular basis to other banks and to other EMIs. So ginagamit po si GoTyme para mag-send ng funds, GoTyme to GoTyme or GoTyme to other banks and vice versa. Tinatrack po yan ng InstaPay. And lastly, yung GoTyme debit card. Ito po, yung GoTyme debit card, based on Visa numbers, is now the number 2 most active debit card in the Philippines. Most active. So ano ibig sabihin nun? Ginagamit natin siya. Not just in the ecosystem of Robinsons, but outside. Not just domestically, but internationally. O, tama na sa pagbubuhat ng sariling bangko. All of those numbers gave us the confidence to launch a campaign around banking made beautiful. Pero ano ba talaga ibig sabihin ng banking made beautiful and why beautiful? So when we did an FGD, a study, and we asked customers, both customers and non-customers, sabi nila, this is the GoTyme card. It's beautiful. They open the GoTyme app, the first thing that they say is, wow, this is beautiful. I open an account in less than 5 minutes. That's beautiful. So hindi na pala kami kailangan humanap ng things to describe. Sila na rin po ang nagsasabi. Thereby, the campaign called Banking Made Beautiful. And this starts off by opening an account. We have deployed close to 500, thank you Earl, right on cue. We've deployed close to 500 kiosks all over the Philippines. Wherever there's a Robinson supermarket or a Robinson mall, nandun po si GoTyme. And you can open an account in just 5 minutes or less. And even better, you can get your card in 5 minutes or less as compared to the traditional method of opening an account where you have to go to a branch, fill up voluminous papers, and then mag-antay ng 2 linggo para makuha ang inyong card. Okay? Tapos, nagagamit po si GoTyme. Of course, magagamit siya sa labas. It's a Visa card at the end of the day. But the card works for you across all of these partner stores. And that's the power of the trust that comes from the Gokongwei ecosystem. So sinabi ko na, an account and card in under 3 minutes. In 2 years' time, 4.2 million users. Bakit? Kasi nagtitiwala po yung mga tao sa GoTime. We are at the end of the day licensed by the BSP. All our deposits, ang GoTime po, all our deposits are insured up to 500,000 pesos. Okay? And then lastly, because we are a digital bank, we don't have the burden of legacy systems. When we built the bank, we had digital in mind. We had digital security in mind. We had cyber security in mind. Yun yung one of the best advantages. So, nag-open ka na ng account. Alam ko for small business owners like you want to stretch your peso. Gustong-gusto niyo yung di ba? To milk every piece of value that you can get from your peso. Well, the GoTime card is the most rewarding debit card in the Philippines. What do I mean? Unang-una, libre yung card. You won't have to pay for the card at this time at hindi nyo aantayin. Okay? Libre yung card. Pangalawa, you earn 3 times the points whenever you use your GoTime debit card to pay in the Robinsons ecosystem. So kunyari lang, meron kayong pet store business and you're buying dog food in bulk. Pag pumunta kayo sa handyman and use your card to purchase bulk dog food, you get 3 times the points as compared to somebody who has a Go Rewards account and only earns 1x. So sa'yo, 3x. 3x the points. Okay. Most cards or most rewards, syempre, pwede mong gamitin pambayad, good as cash inside the ecosystem. Well, guess what? We've one-upped them and made it even better. Yung points po na kinikita ninyo, 3 times the points, whether it's points earned in the ecosystem or outside the ecosystem, guess what? You can redeem it as cash. When you redeem it as cash, pwede mong i-withdraw. Of course, anong pinakamaganda? I-deposito mo ulit sa GoTime para kumita. Okay? Those who love to travel, we have the lowest Forex markup for international cards. 1% as against a 2 to 3% markup. Okay? Very quickly, other features, makikita nyo na naman. Bills payment, alam nyo na yan. QRPH payments, recently introduced, and I'll talk about it later, mobile check deposit, very significant for small business owners. Domestic transfers, over-the-counter withdrawals, and deposits. Mind you, ang over-the-counter withdrawals and deposits namin saan? Punta lang kayo sa Robinson Supermarket. Punta kayo sa Robinson's Department Store. Punta kayo sa 7-Eleven. Punta kayo sa Toys R Us. Punta kayo sa South Star Drug. Basta Robinson's ecosystem, you can withdraw and deposit over the counter. Okay. Okay. Meron ka ng card. Kumikita yung, you earn points from your card. What else can you do with your money? Why is it called banking made beautiful? Kung kung sanay na po kayo mag-impok sa bangko, alam ninyo na ang traditional banks would not give you a very good interest rate on your savings. Maybe even below 1%. Si GoTime gives you 4% on your savings. 4%. Wala po kaming hinihinging minimums, wala kaming hinihinging average balance, wala kaming hinihinging missions, wala kaming hinihinging activities. Mapapiso pa yan, or 1,000,000 piso pa yan, you will earn 4%. You can withdraw that anytime, and interest that has been accrued by the time you withdraw is still paid out to you at the end of the month. Simple lang. Wala na kaming hinahanap pang iba. Mag-open ka ng GoTime account, ilagay mo sa GoSave mo, earn 4%. Anybody can do it. So, wala nang minimum na kailangan meron akong 500,000 pesos para kumita ng 4%. Hindi. So, the ordinary Grab rider, si Kuya Guard, si Lady Street Sweeper can open a GoTime account and earn 4%. Okay, next. It's very important for you to be able to use your account to send money. To send money to both GoTime users and non-GoTime users. Of course, GoTime to GoTime libre. However, if you send to other banks, we'll give you 3 free sends a week. 3 free send a week. So 12 sa isang buwan. As against traditional banks who will charge you anywhere from 10 pesos to 25 pesos per send. So every peso counts for small business owners, correct? Yep. Okay. The free transfers, they reset every Monday. Beyond the 3, let's say naubos mo yung 3 for the week, syempre magbabayad ka na. Pero magkano ang charge namin? 8 pesos. 8 pesos as against 10, 15, or 25, right? So yan na yung nagagawa ng account ninyo. Let me talk about a lot of you business owners are also single proprietors, di ba? So kita ninyo how important it is. Now, what is GoTime in a more specific sense for business owners? How can we make it beautiful for you? So, number 1, oops, sorry. Bea, can I ask you to play the video first? Play the first video. Go send. And then, our first video. If not, I can try to play it here. Game? Okay. Na-skip natin yung US dollar time deposit. But that's okay. That's okay. So, that's okay. They'll look for it. I'll go into the mobile check deposit first. Okay. Nagtataka kayo bakit kami gumawa ng mobile check deposit? Kasi digital bank, iniisip niyo most likely, digital na lahat. Well, unfortunately, digital nga yung bank, pero sa madlang tao, familiar pa sila sa cheque. Familiar pa sila sa cheque. They use it to pay their suppliers, they use it to pay payroll, etc. So hiningi nila, sabi nila, pwede ba ako mag-deposit sa account ko ng larger than what is InstaPay and just use my check? Sabi namin, yes. GoTime introduced, can now accept mobile check deposits. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Hindi na po kayo kailangan pumunta sa bangko para dalhin ang physical check. All you need is the GoTime app. Click on deposit. In the app, it will teach you how to take a picture of the check. Of course, you must keep the check. You must keep the check in your possession. And then that check will be processed in the same number of days that a physical check is processed. So for small business owners like you who value time, who value effort, we built mobile check deposit. Okay. I'll just rewind a little bit before the mobile check deposit. Kasi kumikita kayo ng 4% on your savings account. No? With GoTime, you can also earn 5%. Not 4, 5% on time deposits. Ang time deposits namin, in particular, are US dollar or multi-currency time deposit. In this instance, sinimulan po natin with US dollars. Anong gagawin ninyo? Inside the GoTime app, you can open a US dollar time deposit, move funds from your peso account to purchase dollars in the app, and then for 3 months, keep it there and you will earn interest of 5%. 5%. At the end of the period, that money is converted back to pesos and goes into your account. So again, another means by which, sige, play the video.
Multi-currency time deposit, starting with a United States dollar for as low as $1 US. Earn 5% for 3 months, 5% for 6 months. Start your first Forex on the GoTime Bank app today.
Alright, sige. So yan yung time deposit ni GoTime. There are other things that we've started deploying for business owners. I know gig workers expect money from abroad. Tama po ba? Tama po ba? Okay. No video. Oh, there you go. Okay. So GoTime has enabled GoTime users to receive your international earnings directly into your GoTime bank account. How do we do that? Number 1, sinong may Payoneer account? Who uses Payoneer? Wow, okay. So in your Payoneer account, you can actually now link your GoTime account. GoTime will come out of the drop-down list. You can link your account and you receive it. Sabi nila within 2 to 3 days, but normally it takes about an hour. Okay? No need to get a Payoneer card. It is auto-enabled. Okay? O hindi lang si Payoneer. Pwede din si PayPal. Sinong may PayPal account? Yan. On PayPal, sabi ko na, kukunan nyo ng picture to eh. On PayPal, pwede nyo pong i-link si GoTime using your card. Quote the 16-digit card number and link it to your PayPal account, and then you can receive funds that way. 1.5% lang po ang exchange rate sa PayPal as against 2 to 3%. Okay. Last. TransferWise. TransferWise. Ganun din. Similar. Galing ni ate. Lahat ng money in meron siya. Sa TransferWise, ganun din. You can link your GoTime account directly and then it is auto-enabled within 2 to 3 banking days, making it easier for you to receive money from abroad. Okay, I know you also endeavor to post ads of your merchandise or your business online, di ba? GoTime Bank, one of the best experiences for online ads. Okay? You have better control over your money. 1 OTP per transaction. Per transaction. Secure siya, walang overcharging. Okay? So you have the ability now to compartmentalize between your bank account and your e-wallet. Because you're charging via GoTime, all your transactions earn GoTime points. Okay? Walang hidden charges. It is what it is. So easy. Okay. That's actually the last slide, but I wanted to inject one more product that GoTime has deployed. We've partnered, alam ko, for merchants to increase their business. Sometimes, or not sometimes, a lot of the times, MSMEs don't have access to lending. So, naghahanap din po kayo ng pondo o kapital. GoTime has actually partnered with a merchant aggregator called PayMongo. Okay, PayMongo. And in fact, we signed up a partnership with Foodpanda. So yung mga PayMongo merchants po, using their data, anonymized at the start, nakikita namin kung ano yung transactions nila. Using their transactions as basis, pinapautang po namin sila. Now, anong difference nung pautang namin doon sa traditional banks? Ang traditional na utang is, a term loan is, you will pay a fixed amount over a fixed period. Tama po ba? Fixed amount over a fixed period. Kahit na naghihikaos na yung negosyo ninyo, it's not a good month for you, you are obliged to pay that amount. So may takot, may kaba kung hindi maayos yung takbo ng negosyo. So ang ginawa ni GoTime is this. Kalimutan nyo na yung fixed period. Ang sabi namin sa kanila, for every purchase that a customer makes in of your product, kukurot po kami. Yung kurot na yon is a payment to GoTime for your loan. So when business is doing very good, let's say it's Christmas, hindi nyo na inaalala na magbabayad kayo kasi automatic nagbabayad kayo. When business is doing poorly or slow, not poor, slow, kasi it's lean season, mas konti din po yung kinakaltas namin or yung bayad. So merchants are very happy. Mabilis ang negosyo, mabilis ang bayad, mahina ang negosyo, mabagal ang bayad. Guess what? These merchants, because that's happened, hindi nila nahahalata, nababayaran pala nila yung loan nila in 5 to 6 months. And then umuutang ulit sila. So GoTime has spent quite a bit of time taking a look at pain points that merchants like yourselves are experiencing, and we've taken that approach as a means to enable new products. Sana po nakatulong yung konting presentation at sana yung mga nag-iisip or nagbabalak mag-open ng GoTime account, nandun na po yung GoTime sa kanto, makapag-open na po kayo. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Mr. Albert. It was great having you on stage. I hope all of you guys have a better glimpse into what GoTime has, and it's super exciting from what I see and what I hear. Next, we will have a brand building panel, and we will have Singwei, the account manager, as well as Josephine from Accolade IP, as well as our Argon 40 Amazon lead, Kenneth Ong. Can I invite you on stage, please? Thank you. Test. All right. Thank you for your patience. Now I have with me on stage three amazing people. One from Amazon and one from Accolade IP, who is our trademarking expert, as well as one of our sellers, Kenneth. He's the Amazon lead for one of our Amazon brands, Argon 40. And maybe just start off, maybe Kenneth, you can introduce yourself.
Yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone. As Gwen mentioned, I'm Kenneth Ong, and I'm the current Amazon lead for Argon 40, and I'd love to introduce our brand later to you.
All right, Josephine?
Hello, everyone. I am Attorney Josephine Go. I am the US trademark head of Accolade IP.
Right, and Singwei?
Everyone, I'm Singwei. I've introduced myself fourth time today. So I'm the account manager in Amazon, Happy to see you guys here again.
All right, thank you so much. Just to kick things off, maybe Kenneth, you can share with us, what's the inspiration behind Argon 40, and could you tell us more about how Argon 40 came about, and what has your experience been being an Amazon lead?
So Argon 40, actually the main inspiration for the brand came from a simple incident by our co-founders, wherein they were looking for a product that they themselves would be using. So they then searched the current market landscape on if there's any product that could fulfill that need. And they were fortunate enough to find that there was still a gap in that market. So true enough, when they started developing the product, there were also other people who were looking for the same product. So we've been with Amazon since 2016, and so far it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, you have been very active in building the brand together with your co-founders. So maybe you can share, what are some benefits that you've enjoyed with regards to brand building on Amazon, and why is creating a brand so important?
So actually, just to share also with everyone, Argon 40 is an electronics company, so specifically focusing on this design for the Raspberry Pi segment. For a quick background. When we talk about Amazon, we all know that it's a marketplace. And what's great with Amazon is that it provides a good venue for us sellers to be able to promote our products. It's an equal opportunity marketplace for us sellers to showcase our products. And what's also interesting with how Amazon supports sellers is that there are various tools to help us further grow our brand and, of course, further grow our at the end of the day, sales revenue. I think for Amazon specifically, 3 key factors that have helped us become successful in the platform would be primarily focusing on visibility, relevance, and persistence. And we're actually quite happy that there are specific tools to help us with these 3 factors. Specifically with visibility, we all know that if your product can't be seen, you're already left behind the race. So with visibility, you can actually own the top search result and also have your own brand really dominate the search space for Amazon.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. And perhaps maybe we can hear from the trademark expert, Josephine. Yeah, what do you think? Why is trademarking so important to brand owners? And perhaps maybe you can share what are certain benefits that people would enjoy.
Well, a trademark is a unique signature or a badge that helps identify the products or services of a particular business. Think of it as a way for companies to make their mark in the marketplace. It can be a name, logo, device, or slogan that can help the clients easily remember the brand. For example, when you see the swoosh device, you immediately think of Nike, right? That swoosh device is Nike's trademark. And a trademark then helps protect the unique identity of a brand. It helps prevent others from utilizing any identical or highly similar marks, and it helps prevent others from capitalizing on the trust and hard work that a company has built with its customers.
Yeah, thank you. And also, just now, what Kenneth touched, right? There are certain tools there on Amazon that actually helps brand building for sellers. And maybe Sigway, you can share, what are certain tools that you think might be helpful for sellers who are willing to build a brand from scratch.
So I think, like what Josephine said, I think protecting your brand is really, really the most critical. And what it translates into Amazon is how does Amazon actually help you to protect your brand and what features that Amazon provides you. So Amazon A Plus is something that will be your best promoter online, like I mentioned. Similarly, Brand Store, this is the best way for you to interact with your customer. And without being a brand owner, you do not have the privilege of doing so because you won't be able to portray a very, very good brand story for anyone to understand what you're trying to sell. So, and lastly will be the brand reports. These brand reports actually help to understand your competition across the category, understand the competition or area that you want to explore into which you have not considered before, which what Bradley mentioned earlier on. This is additional data point that people are paying thousands of dollars to research company to find, which you are actually paying $1 now and $39.99 just to having an Amazon account and actually developing new products and finding new customer profiles out of just Philippines. And US is actually just one of the market that you can consider. You can explore into Europe, which I think Argon 40 has actually went into as well. Yeah.
Nice. And I think Josephine also touched on an important point, right, about trademarking and getting your brand trademarked. Maybe you can share with the audience, how can Accolade IP actually help sellers get a US trademark registered?
So Accolade IP has been in the intellectual property business since 2009. I have already handled thousands of trademark applications in the USPTO. That I can guarantee you. And with Accolade IP, we are here to provide expert guidance from conducting due diligence, drafting your trademark application, drafting your specification, drafting your response to an office action, if any, and even after post-registration, we are here to help you monitor your trademarks to ensure that there is no one that will copy your trademark to prevent any infringements and unauthorized use.
Yeah. And also, are there any promotions or special, offers that the Accolade IP has for our sellers today?
So we always treat Amazon sellers as our VIP clients. And being a VIP clients, they always receive the VIP treatment. So all of their trademark applications are placed at the top of the queue for filing a trademark application.
Wow.
Yes. And on top of that, they will also receive 10% discount across all our services in relation to trademark application. We also provide free comprehensive search. So for instance, you have several trademarks. You can go to our booth and then you can give us your trademarks, and it's free of charge, unlimited consultation, free consultation, there's no billing.
Nice. I hope everyone heard what Josephine mentioned. So, if you're curious about the other promotions that she's talking about, do head over to her booth, and she'll be able to give you a little bit more information. Yeah. Circling back to Kenneth, right? When we're talking about Argon 40, when you're building the brand itself, right? Were there any challenges that you actually faced, and what are certain things that, or tools that you use to overcome these challenges?
Actually, very in line with what Josephine also shared, really protecting your brand, registering it. I think one of the major challenges that we faced is having other vendors cross-selling our products within the platform. And if you have a brand registry, it actually protects you as a brand owner to be able to be the authorized seller of your product on the platform, otherwise specified. So we've had a very recent experience wherein we found some of our products being co-listed by other vendors, unauthorized vendors. And since we have a brand registry already, we're able to process really removing down the listing and helping further focus on our brand. Because sometimes if it's not within your control, your brand tends to be diluted easily. So having that control and security really helped us developing our brand in the platform.
Yeah, and I guess you can't stress enough about how important brand registry is. I think just now Singwei actually also mentioned, right, how being registered on brand registry helps your brand to get protected, and also what Josephine mentioned about getting it trademarked, right? It's the ultimate way of getting your brand protected, and also what Argon 40 is facing, and this is a way that you've overcome it, right? Yeah, and if you could share, if there are other tools that you use, perhaps if you use A+ content or sponsored brands, maybe you'd like to share a little bit more.
So going back to the success factors that helped us contribute was primarily visibility. So we've been using sponsored products and sponsored brands within the Amazon terminal to really push our brand and our products within the top search page of Amazon. I'm not sure if everyone also feels the same, that we tend to trust brands that are always, or at least mostly predominantly, within the first few search results. Tendency is you also see high review ratings within those first few products. And understandably, for a new seller like some of us here, you might be scared that how can we gain reviews when we're entering the platform Amazon actually has a good tool now under Vine, wherein we can, with their help, we can enlist product reviews to generate initial testing and reviews for our products. So it's a good tool to build up a new product listing or a new brand. Um, yeah, to further build on our visibility, relevance. And I think Sengwei also mentioned A plus content. So that's basically the key visuals of our product within the platform. It basically helps us communicate our products more clearly. So aside from using, of course, good listing information or like product descriptions, with A plus content, it actually just speaks for itself. The photos of our products, how we communicate our products, it speaks for itself and helps us actually gain more traffic and, of course, at the end of the day, volume for us.
I think Kenneth mentioned something about Vine. I probably missed out earlier, and he mentioned how good Vine actually helped you. I think Argon 40 is a few years, 5 years? 8 years. 8 years seller, right? And they actually find Vine being a very, very useful program. And I have a seller which will be joining us on stage later on, VJ. He fully understands and have experienced the importance of Vine, which I think he will give you a better sharing later on how Vine actually helped him. He did A/B testing on his own, with Vine and without Vine. I think he really will be the best person to share with you how Vine actually helped you as a new sellers, especially new listing on Amazon out of probably 2 billion listings on Amazon. Yeah.
I guess to add further, for added social proof, when you get the Vine review in, you can easily adjust your product descriptions to be able to communicate what other users are really looking for within your product. So it's a good tool in terms of flexibility when we want on how we communicate our products.
Yeah, I think that's very good insights, and I hope you keep a lookout for our next seller fireside chat, where what Singwei mentioned, right? VJ, our Amazon seller, will be coming to share a little bit more. Just wanted to, check with Josephine, right? When you're talking about trademarking, when you talk about applying for a USPTO or filing for one, what is it in it for Amazon sellers who choose to file their USPTO with Accolade IP? And actually, what are certain things that sellers need to consider? And actually, what do they need?
Actually, just like I mentioned previously, is that Accolade IP is here to provide expert guidance when it comes to filing trademark applications. So definitely, we're here to assist you from filing the application to the issuance of the certificate of registration and even after post-registration. Now, for the requirements, I'll be needing a copy of your logo in JPEG format. Then you also need to send me your certificate of registration here in the Philippines. If you already have a registered trademark here in the Philippines. If you have a pending application here in the Philippines, you may send me the application number as well as the application date. Now, if you don't have a registered trademark here in the Philippines, then we will utilize another basis. But I'll discuss it later. You may approach me at the booth. I'll be also needing a copy of your social media, the links to your social media sites, if any, as well as a copy of your marketing materials for us to curate meticulously your specifications.
Thank you so much. I hope.
Sorry, I just wanted to add on. I think most people will find applying for a trademark a hassle. You may feel like applying for a trademark is very time consuming, but it actually can be completed. A Philippine trademark takes you a day to apply, and with Accolade IP help, applying for a US trademark can take a week, maximum 4 weeks. That's what I have seen, because there's a duplicates. Someone actually filed similar trademark in the issue in the US before, and hence there's this conversations that you have with Accolade IP of, do you want to rebrand yourself in the US? So applying for a US trademark can be as fast as a week, and Amazon do not require you to have a approved trademark. We just need to have a pending trademark. Will be sufficient for you to have access to Amazon brand registry. Upon having a pending trademark from USPTO, you are able to apply for a Amazon brand registry account.
Actually, I agree with what Sangwei said. So to reiterate, you do not need a registered trademark in the US for you to apply with the Amazon brand registry. A mere pending application will be sufficient. And upon filing the application, you will see the serial number. You can already use that for filing your application with the Amazon brand registry.
Yeah, thank you so much. And just to wrap up the conversation, just as a last question, do you have any advice or tips for our sellers over here today, as an Amazon seller or as a trademarking expert and from an account manager yourself?
For us, I think it's really being obsessed with your product and the market that you're serving. Constantly look through your product reviews. You may have already addressed some of their concerns before, but there's always something new that you're looking for. So it also helps us with our product development and also with our communications within the platform. So always, especially now, there's been a challenge of aggressive competitors entering the market and the segment. So you really have to keep up the pace with them in terms of speed, but of course, also have that fit with the product and the market that you're serving.
Thank you, Josephine.
So before filing a trademark application in the US, it is very crucial that you conduct a comprehensive due diligence first. And when you conduct a comprehensive due diligence, you do not just stick to the classes that your products belong to, but you also need to make a research to the coordinated classes. So for example, your products belong to class 14, that's for jewelry items. You also need to conduct cross-search to its coordinated classes, such as class 18 for bags, class 25 for clothing items. Another example, if you would want to sell food supplements, that's for class 5, you need to conduct cross-search to its coordinated classes like class 3 for skin care and personal care products, and class 10 for medical device. So it is very crucial that you conduct cross-search to its coordinated or related classes, because in the USPTO, they will not only conduct due diligence to the classes that you applied for, but also to its coordinated classes. And additionally, when you conduct due diligence, it doesn't need for the respective marks to be 100% identical for an office action based on likelihood of confusion to arise. So for instance, your brand name is Ni Hao. Ni Hao means hello, right? Examiners will also conduct due diligence to the hello trademark. So if there's already a hello trademark in class 25 for clothing items and you have applied for Ni Hao in class 25, an office action will already be triggered based on likelihood of confusion. Another example, your trademark is ABC, then there's CBA, or ABC, and there's ABCD. Because your proposed mark is fully incorporated to the registered trademark or the pending trademark, an office action already be triggered. That's why it's very crucial that you conduct due diligence first. Otherwise, your efforts will just rather be futile if later on your application will be rejected.
Thank you so much, Josephine. Yeah, Singwei?
Thanks, Josephine. I think what you just mentioned is quite a mouthful. So if you do not know what to do and how to do, look for them because they are trained to do so. They are here to help you because I can't remember everything as well. I spoke to so many sellers, I can't remember everything. Let the lawyer help you. They do free consultation, so feel free to chat with them. I think my best advice is similar to what I shared earlier. If you are spending money building your brand in the Philippines, the best time for you to apply for a trademark was yesterday. If you have not, do so now, because the more money you spend building your brand now, and one day someone actually buy your brand trademark, you are going to lose everything and time you spend. So do now if you have not. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, all three of you, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwen.
Thank you.
By Amazon and Amazon Send. For Singwei, please.
Hi everyone, it's me again. Are you guys sitting down for a bit long? You might want to do some stretching. It's a bit tiring, let's do some stretch. We have 2 more hours to go. A lot more content, a lot more exciting content, good promotions. Ecola IP just shared some promotions. There's more promotions around. Every single booth should be having some promotions for you today. to help you be a better and more successful seller on Amazon. All right, so everyone have this probably concern sitting through the whole session. So how do I send my product to customer in the US, right? So how do I make sure that I can, if anyone actually tries sending products to the US right now, you're probably paying $80 to $100 per 10 to 20 kg, I assume. You have family and friends there trying to send product there. It's going to be very expensive. Imagine that you need to ship every single customer order from Philippines to the US. How much money do you need to spend shipping individual products to customer in the US to their doorsteps? That's something we are here to help you resolve with Amazon Fulfillment by Amazon, yes. And it's as fast as 2 days. Can you imagine how big is the US, and Amazon have built, spent money, and built a network that allow the product to get to customer within 2 days in the US. All right, this is the agenda. I'll be sharing how are we going to do this and how we are helping you to do this with our internal tools as well as the service providers that we have here, and some of the costs for your consideration during this process, and as compared to you trying to fulfill individual customer order every single time. All right, this is the flow of you trying to ship your product, and FBA is here to address all this problem. Ordering process can be fully rely on Amazon to fulfill for them. There's a 24/7 customer service addressing your customer concern. How much time and money have you actually spent building a customer service network in the Philippines? How much time actually you have spent trying to address every single customer concern that actually try to purchase from your Shopee or Lazada account? And returns, this is something probably the most frustrating. How can you actually return from US into Philippines and you actually need to pay for the customer returns? How are we going to address all this? So with FBA, we are able to scale fast within Amazon and the 50 states in the US. It gives you a Prime Badge, like I mentioned earlier on. Prime Badge is something that gives customer credibility because Amazon can assure the customer they will definitely receive the product because your product is in Amazon warehouse. It saves time on operations because we can put aside the returns, put aside the customer service inquiries to focus on developing better product, finding cheaper product to sell on Amazon, and finding a demand that customer actually wants to sell on Amazon. Product development will be the key and most of the time that you want to spend your time on, and let Amazon handle the heavy lifting of operation. And given the US, how big the US is, and you will not be able to develop your own logistic network within the US. And of course, being a Prime eligible product, you're entitled to Amazon Prime Day as well. So Amazon continue to commit to improve the delivery network within the US. As you can see, within the last 5 years, Amazon actually has improved the same or next day delivery by 4 times. This is how extensive the network is. You just need to send your product into one of the many warehouses, or 3 to 4 of the many warehouses in Amazon. Amazon will distribute this product into the multiple warehouses we have across the 50 states so that your customer can receive your product within the day or next. This is one of the few successful sellers that we have. Focus on this point that he mentioned. We save a lot of time and resources that would be otherwise spent figuring out on operational needs. This is how Amazon FBA actually helps you to overcome and reduce the pain point, the time spent on operational needs. Similarly, as new sellers, how much should I be sending to Amazon warehouse? How can I scale my business fast? This is your biggest concern. Should I be sending 10 units? Should I be sending 100 units? Should I be sending 1,000 units? All this concern is what happened to most sellers, and this seller can scale fast with Amazon because now you don't have to spend time finding a warehouse in the US, negotiate for costing. you have an upfront cost storing your goods in Amazon warehouse. This allows the seller to focus on marketing and developing right product to sell their product faster. So this seller can actually scale from 10 products a month or 10,000 products a month with the same. Amazon do not discriminate any seller, whether you are small or big. The cost charged to you is similar. All right, so this gives you an edge spending so much time finding a cheaper warehouse to store your goods in. All right, these are the fees involved in FBA. They are not, most of them are in the upfront cost that you'll be charged, which is the most common fee, FBA fees. There are other fees like inventory storage fees, which are minimal. That's about 10 to 20 cents per month for most of the products that you that stored in Amazon warehouse. Fulfillment fees are pretty, are the heaviest bulk of fee. It's starting from $3. All right, it's starting from $3, ranging up to, sorry, there's no upper limit, but it's based on the volume metrics of your products. It's either the size or the weight. All right. There's also removal order fees, return processing fees when customer return you to pay for the FBA fees. Other unplanned services, for example, you forget to label your product, you forget to bubble wrap your product for high breakage item, Amazon will help you to do so at a fee. And lastly, with understanding seller's pain point, Amazon has actually removed the storage overage fee. This is to help seller to grow because we understand that sellers want to send a bit more inventory to try to scale. All right, so this fee has been removed. We want to focus on having you in selling on Amazon and trying to make sure that you sell your inventory through the different means that we have shared earlier on. So, if you have not heard of this, have not seen of this, this is called Amazon FBA calculator. Scan it, use it. This calculator allows you to calculate how much does Amazon charge you in terms of delivery within the US. So what you need to do is coordinate with your service provider, send your bulk order into Amazon US warehouse. All right? That fee will be something that you need to calculate and negotiate with your logistics service provider. They are here, you can speak with them. This fee over here will be the last mile fee delivering from Amazon warehouse into customer doorsteps. You can also add in the potential list price that you are planning to sell. Use this to identify competitor, how much is competitor selling and what's the FBA fee. Later I'll be sharing with you a QR code where you can actually watch the step-by-step on how to use this FBA calculator. There's a lot more content online. Feel free to search how to use FBA revenue calculator. There you can actually understand more, all right? So these are some products that Amazon FBA do not allow. For example, fresh produce is not something that Amazon allow. Alcohol, counterfeits, and illegally replicated goods. This is something that Amazon strongly denies selling of such product. All right, just now Bradley has mentioned, there's something like Disney, Transformer, all these branded goods. Amazon do not allow counterfeits of IPs, trademark. This is something where Amazon actually protects brand owner and their IPs. So, how do you prepare your product for FBA? This is something that we have shared earlier on, nothing new. This is the perfect jumpstart and launch playbook. There are step-by-step guides on telling you key considerations that you need to have when you, from listing to shipping your product to the Amazon warehouse. And how do you actually ship your product to the Amazon warehouse? Just want to really quickly help sellers in the Philippines. So shipping from your product from Philippines to the US, you can actually use the service provider network that we have in the Seller Central, which you can see over there. These are Philippines logistics service provider that ships from Philippines to the US. And in the shipping tools that you have on Amazon, you can actually choose. And these are the step-by-step. Similarly, once you have a Seller Central account, there are a lot of guidance on following through the steps. And alternatively, I know a lot of sellers are actually sourcing from China to the US. there's something called Amazon Send, which allow you to quickly work with service provider negotiated price and actually ship directly from China to the US. This is something called Amazon Send. If you have not heard of it, feel free to search it online as well. This have a seamless shipping process from China to the US. And these are all pre-negotiated rates, like I mentioned early on. We actually help new sellers to skip the step of trying to negotiate for better rates. With a very big logistic company, Amazon have negotiated these rates for everyone. And when selling on Amazon, do I need a barcode? I think that's something that most people will know. Selling at a physical retail store, you will need a barcode. And the only reliable source of barcode should come from GS1, which you may have actually applied and already own it. That will be perfect. That's something you can use. However, if you're a new brand owner, do not have a GS1 barcode, apply for Amazon GTIN exemption. Through the listing process, you just need to click, I do not have a manufacturer barcode, apply for a GTIN exemptions. Amazon will give you a barcode, which you then need to paste on to individual product. The external packaging of individual product, make sure you have a individual Amazon barcode or manufacturer barcode. All right, application of Amazon GTIN exemption is free. Do not need to pay more money, so this is a mandatory requirement. You need to have a barcode, be it a GTIN exemptions or a GS1 barcode. Then, once you have all this, create your shipment plan. What's next? Before you ship your product out, make sure, similarly to how you're shipping products in Philippines, there needs to be a courier label. Work closely with your logistic company. They will make sure that, check with them whether you miss out anything. There should be a courier label as well as an Amazon box ID label, all right? Feel free, there are step-by-step guide that you need help with. Otherwise, watch a video online, they will give you perfect guidance. Most service provider, logistics service provider would be very familiar and they will remind you to make sure that you have completed these processes. All right, so any existing seller in this pool right now? Can I have a raise of hand? Any existing seller? Are you on Amazon FBA? Okay, so perfect. I think this is the right place for you. But however, sellers who currently are using MFN, Merchant Fulfillment Network, means you are actually shipping every single customer order from Philippines to the US right now. These are the step-by-step of how to convert to become a FBA, using the Amazon FBA to sell on Amazon.com. This, after my speech, I believe you really understand the benefit of Amazon FBA. You should be using FBA unless you are shipping super big and bulky products. For example, you are shipping a sofa. Amazon FBA will not be able to help you to ship a sofa that's beyond maybe 1.5 meter. So do take note, there are instances that you are not be able to use Amazon FBA if you are shipping heavy and bulky goods. All right. So with Amazon FBA, there's something called a new selection program. This helps new seller that creating new ASIN selling into Amazon. Amazon gives you a free storage for up to 100 units for the first time. All right. So this is another way that we are here to help you to actually ease the process of expanding your business into Amazon US. So coming to the end, these are the common questions I get from seller. Can I ship to a fulfillment center in Philippines? The answer is no. We do not have a fulfillment center in the Philippines right now. And the goods that are meant to sell in respective country needs to be on the owner of the seller to ship the product to respective country. For example, if you are planning to sell your product in Europe, it will be on the owner to clear the custom and sell the product into the respective country. Similarly, in the US, you need to ship your product into Amazon US warehouse. All right? Which Amazon fulfillment center should I be planning to ship my product to? Amazon, like I mentioned earlier on, we have multiple warehouses across the US. Amazon allocates the warehouse to you based on demand and supply and the storage space in the US on the specific warehouse. So every time you create a shipment order, Amazon might actually allocate the different warehouses for you. So we do not have a fixed warehouse that I can tell you that your product will be shipped to. However, if you like to use a warehouse to calculate your costing, I will actually pick one in the east, one in the west, and one in the west, and choose one of the warehouse and ask your logistics service provider for a quote. Based on these three, that will be your rough cost on calculating your first mile cost into the Amazon to US. So what information do I need to prepare for my FBA? These are the respective information. These are very straightforward. Speak to your logistics service provider. They will actually guide you through. Otherwise, do take note, these are the few considerations that you should have. Can I get Amazon to label my products on behalf? You can do so. However, it's going to be costly. Highly recommend you to print your US barcode, your Amazon.com barcode or your GS1 barcode and paste on your product. Amazon can do it, however, it comes at a cost, which you can find in the FBA revenue calculator. And lastly, when does my inventory become active? Your inventory becomes active after Amazon have received your product from your logistics provider. Second, Amazon take time to inbound your product. Do take note that there are seasons as well. It's getting busy in Q4 because of the festive season. Hence, the inbounding time may take longer. Most of the time, it can be inbounded within 5 working days. However, during peak season, it can go up to 1 month. So, all right, so take all this into consideration. However, this is still the best tool to help you expand your business fast in the US. All right, so scan this. This will be the step-by-step of how to use a FBA calculator. It's very straightforward. It helps you to quickly calculate the potential profit that you'll be getting selling on Amazon US. All right, you can also find your competitor revenue calculation based on what you can calculate, what you can get from their AC number. You can actually find their potential cost of selling on Amazon as well. All right. Thank you. I've come to the end of my FBA session. Hopefully you are more convinced to use Amazon FBA. You have more questions, feel free to approach any of the Amazon staff around. We'll be happy to guide you through. Thank you.